What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another live stream. It is Monday, so Monday live stream. We're going to talk about affordable travel, and we will wait a few minutes for everyone to get in here, and then we'll get going. Let me get everything situated. Came on just a little bit late today, so I apologize for that. I had to work out a few issues. There are always issues with the live streams. Always, can never be just easy. Let's see. Let me get this all fine-tuned in. So as you guys come in the room, just let me know you're here by saying hello. David, I see you there. Thanks for stopping by. Always first. Always first. All right, so when you guys come in, just let me know you're here, but just by saying hello. And I have the audio turned up just a little bit, so if it is bad, let me know the audio sounds bad, and then I'll try to see if I can adjust it. I just noticed my last live stream that was a little low, so I just wanted to bring it up just a little bit. Let's see here. Get that going. Okay, so as I earlier stated, just when you come in, just let me know you're here just by saying hello or give me a thumbs up or something, just so I know that you guys are in the room and I can give you guys a shout out. And today we're just going to be talking. It's just going to be more of a Q&A thing, so we'll just kind of go through the list of if you guys have questions or anything like that. If you have comments you want to make about anything that's going on right now in the travel industry or the travel world, I guess you could say, we'll discuss it. So let me see. Had to make a few changes here, so I need to get everything adjusted here before we get going. All right, thanks, David. So he says the audio is good. Tyree, what's going on, buddy? First time here. I haven't seen you before. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, things are really slow. Let me see. I think I have stuff open. Let me close some of this stuff down. This application doesn't need to be here. And so if you guys have anything you want to talk about, just put it in the chat and we'll discuss it. Travel related, that's what we're here for. We'll even do some credit card reviews if you guys want to do that. I hit the wrong button here. Let me you guys are still here. All right. Hopefully you stay here. I just closed out all my windows. So we'll do credit card reviews if you want to do that, and we'll talk about just affordable travel too. So if you've gone to a destination, let's say Colombia maybe, and you really enjoyed it, wherever you've gone, like a travel destination that's been affordable, let us know. I'd like to hear about it. I'm always open to looking into new destinations to travel to, and so just let me know about that if you guys want to do that, and then we'll do the travel credit cards, and then we'll just do Q&A. So if you have questions, looks like Tyree has a question about a card. We'll go over that as well. So it's just going to be a little more informal today. Let's see here, and I'm still trying to develop a show for Monday. Okay, Saturday I already have that set up. It's already going to be the travel credit cards. That's what we'll talk about on Saturday. More in depth. We'll do reviews. We'll do answer people's questions and stuff. But Monday, I'm still trying to figure out a show. I don't want it to be the same exact show, so I'm still trying to figure something out. So if you guys have anything in mind, let me know. Just hit me up. You can hit me up here. You can go to our Facebook group, which I'll post a link to that in a second as soon as I get everything loaded back up. But just let me know, because I really want to do a show on Saturday and on Monday, but I want to have a show on Monday that's worth coming to see. I get a really good response on Saturday, but Monday I'm really trying to work on just having something that's interesting that people want to talk about. So help me out if you guys have any ideas. Let's see. Let me get a link here. Ben, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Let's see. Okay, so talk about the article Lionel posted in the Facebook group. I haven't been able to look at the Facebook group yet, but we can pull that up. I won't be able to read the article though, so I'll kind of have to wing it. But let's see, thoughts on the Hilton cards. All right, so Tyree, when it comes to Hilton, and this is just my personal opinion, when it comes to Hilton, I your points don't go very far. So you're going to see a lot of sign up bonuses with Hilton, where the sign up bonus will be 75,000 or 80,000 or 100,000, or even more. But just understand that those points don't go as far as some other hotel programs. So, and I always use the example of Hyatt. Hyatt points go really far. So if you're in the Chase ecosystem, then you can transfer points over to Hyatt, or you can get the Hyatt card. You can stay in a category one hotel, it's a Hyatt place, but it's a nice. The Hyatt place hotels are nice. I compare it kind of like to a Courtyard Marriott, something like that. You get the free breakfast and all that stuff that's included, so that's good. And it's 5,000 points compared to you're gonna anywhere from 15,000. David, you're gonna have to help me with this because I can't remember. 15,000 or 25,000 points each night to stay. I think 15,000 is the lowest that you can stay as far as point value. You can stay at a Hilton. So it just kind of gives you an idea. So yes, you're gonna see large sign-up bonuses. I don't. When it comes to the Hilton Aspire card, I think that is a great card because it gives you a lot of it gives you the elite status. It gives you top tier status. Although it's a $450 annual fee, gives you top elite status, and then it gives you credits that pretty much amount to, I think, $250 airline credit and then a $250 hotel credit. Right there, that's $500. So if you're going to make a commitment with Hilton, if I were to get a Hilton card right now, I would get that card because you're going to make that money back every year. And when I say make it back, I mean that annual fee, that $450 annual fee, you'll get that back. All you need to do is fly somewhere and stay even one night at a Hilton. You're going to get a $250 credit. So, okay, let's see. My computer is it's not doing anything right now. It's trying to load up all my stuff, but it hasn't done it yet. So we'll just kind of ad lib into it. I wanted to pull up my screen, but it's just taking a while. Okay, let's see. Other things. Michael has bad link for the Facebook group. Which one is the bad link? Is that in the description, or like it? Let me know where the bad link is, Michael, and then I'll fix it. Let's see. Tyree also just got a Capital One Venture card. What's the process for global entry? Congratulations on the card. You'll have to look. I have not used that Venture One card to get global entry. But to my knowledge, and usually the way the cards work is if they see it come out on your statement. So if you use that card to make your purchase of global entry, then they will credit it. So I don't think you have to do anything up front. I think you can just use your card to make that $100 purchase, and then they'll credit your account. But if that doesn't happen, then obviously you need to contact them and let them know, hey, look, I got global entry and I didn't get a credit to my account. Yeah, let's see. Bruce Law, what's going on, buddy? And let's see what's happening. Okay. Ben, what if you did a show on Monday where your subscribers share their photos from recent travels? That would be cool. Actually, that would be good, Ben. I need to get I'm going to need to compile images. I guess the best thing to probably do is a Facebook group, have people post on the Facebook group, and then we can go in and look at some of the pictures and just kind of do what am I trying to say? Like a journal. I don't even know what I'm trying to think of right now, but we'll go over the pictures and talk a little bit about them. So yeah, that would be something I'd be definitely into, but I need participation from everyone. That's something that we can do. Maybe not as a full show, but just kind of a part of the show. Hey, I have some pictures I want to share, and then they post the pictures, and then we'll talk a little bit about them. So yeah, that is a good idea, Ben. Thanks for that. Let's see. The shared link for your go live. Click the pic. Takes you to YouTube. Okay, wait. Invalid response. So you guys weren't able to click on that link to go in, the one that I put on the Facebook group? Wonder how or why that would happen. Yeah, let me see. See if I can fix that real quick. I'll just go directly to my page. Yeah, that's interesting. Had no idea. I'm sure that would. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Let's pull that up and try to see if I can repost that link in the group. I'm having issues. Basically, I'm running the live stream, and then I'm also trying to pull up pages, so it just takes a little bit more time. Let's see, live now. You guys will probably get feedback. Let me stop it or mute it. Okay. All right, so let me pull up a link, and hopefully this link works. Okay, wait. It's just going to come open. Now, I've stated this prior, and I'm stating it again. I can't do two things at once, so excuse me for just devoting most of my attention to this screen trying to figure this out. It'll take 30 more seconds, and then we'll be ready to continue. Okay. And I'm just reposting it in the group. But Michael, thank you for letting me know about that because I had no idea. And if you guys ever do see anything like that, or just let me know, just so I can correct it, so we can make sure everybody has an opportunity to see that I've gone live. I don't know why the link was bad. But let's see here. Hey, where's going on here? Okay, where are we? Okay. Hey, and then we'll look at Lionel. David, give me an idea of what what was that Lionel, what did he post? I know I'm on here right now, but it's I'm like on a. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day. I'm dating myself, but used to have those 300 baud modems, and that's what it seems like right now. It's just like dial up, crazy, slow. Let's see. Please use this link for the live. All right, so I posted the new one. So hopefully that one will work. Actually, yeah, that's not even, the other one was the old. So it was probably the one that I did on Saturday. That was the picture that was on there. All right. So yeah, as you guys come in here, there's 13 people in here right now. Please hit the like button so we can bring more people in, allow more people to see that we're doing a live stream. Also, if you guys are here, just let me know just by saying hello or giving me a thumbs up or something, just so I know that you're here and I can give you a shout out. And I love to know who's in the room. I'm just curious. That's all. So let's see. Keep moving down here. Keep moving down. And let's see. Share the link. Okay, so hopefully that link works. Michael, if it doesn't work, if you're in the Facebook group, just let me know. And I don't know what I'll do at this point because that's the only link that I have. So hopefully that works. Let's see. Ben, sounds awesome. And I have one update on Carnival 2020. We'll reach out. Okay, cool, Ben. Cool. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, this year, I guess, not even last year. This year I went to Carnival in Barranquilla, Colombia, and it was an amazing trip. And there were a few other guys that belong to a group that I belong to, and we all went, and not all, but there was like 8 of us that went, and it was just an amazing trip. I'm a photographer, so I love going to events and photographing events in other countries, so that's what I did. And so this year, 2020, or next year, I should say 2020, I'll be going back. So if you guys are interested in Carnival, Carnival in Colombia, you guys should really consider going, and then we can link up there some point. But yeah, it's an amazing trip. So anyway, Ben will be going this year, 2020. Actually, I think he might even be moving to Colombia. I think that's what he was talking about before. So yeah, we're gonna really set something up. I want to set something up really nice, specifically for photography too. So if you guys are interested in photography, at some point, I'm gonna really I want to get like a workshop going in Colombia, for a workshop for Carnival. So we're gonna do one this year, or I keep saying this year. We're gonna do one 2020, and then from there on, hopefully, each Carnival we can do an event. Do a photography workshop. Okay, let's see here. Just move on down. The shared link will go to live. Okay, so we looked at that. Hopefully that's good. Sharon, how you doing? What's up about Monday? A show about travel deals you and others are seeing. Yeah, and Sharon, that's a good one, as far as doing like travel deals. The only thing, like, and initially that's what I want to do, like affordable travel. Like I want to have where we discuss more of the affordable travel, not just the travel credit cards. And I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is just having kind of a variety show. So we'll talk a little bit about that and talk a little bit about something else. We'll kind of move around. Like we won't just talk about one thing. So that's probably what's going to happen. But I just want, I want you guys to be happy, so that's why I'm reaching out to you guys if you guys have any ideas or anything like that. Adrian, thank you very much for the super chat. And HD Chillin, Hardy, what's going on, brother? Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Okay, and if you guys have questions, especially the guys in super chats, let me know. Let's see. Okay. So Adrian, I already said what's up to you. Colombia Advisory Crew. Yeah. So that Colombia Advisory Crew, that's the group. It's a WhatsApp group that we belong to. And that's through Ace. This is Ace Live. He's a YouTuber. So just type in "This is Ace Live." It'll take you to his channel. He's traveling all over the world. He's doing. When did he start? He started, I think, in January, maybe the middle of January, and he went to Colombia. And I've always, I love Colombia. So the last time that I went, or the first time that I went was about 10 years ago. And so he started going to Colombia as well. And so I started following him on YouTube, and then he started this WhatsApp group. And when he started the WhatsApp group, then I jumped in the WhatsApp group, and that was back in probably late January. And ever since then, we've been just kind of going back and forth. In this group, there's like 70 members in the group. And we talk about mainly Colombia stuff, but we just talk about travel in general. And just, it's a wonderful, it's a great way to do things when it comes to travel. So if you guys are considering traveling, especially if you're considering going to Colombia, then you should go over to his channel, subscribe to his channel, and then in the description you'll see how you can join this WhatsApp group. And yeah, it's a good deal because you get a lot of information and you get boots on the ground. So you have people there. Like there's people there right now. There's Andre's living there right now. So you have people that can give you really up-to-date information and give you information as far as how much things cost, where you should stay, what neighborhoods you should stay out of, all that good stuff. And it's not dangerous or anything like that. For the most part, Colombia is safe, but just like any city, you're going to have good parts and you're going to have some not so good parts. So because there are people on the ground always, like constantly, we all 70 of us like Colombia. That's why we're in the group. And so we've visited there and we're going there from time to time. I'll be going back to Colombia in August for another event for the Flower Festival, as well as I'm going to Medellin, Colombia, and then Cali, Colombia in August. And Cali, Colombia, they're having another event there too. So just good stuff. So if there's certain destinations where you like to travel to, get on Facebook groups, find, and then usually you'll have like expats in that area, or you'll just have people who like to travel to that group or to travel to that country or that city. Get in those Facebook groups because you can get a lot of information. There's a lot of knowledgeable people that are in these groups. I belong to a couple of the Facebook groups that are specifically Colombia, like Colombian expats, Medellin expats, and you can get so much information. So if you like a certain destination, or not even if you just, let's say you're just traveling there, you're going to go to Paris. So jump in there, find a Facebook group that deals with Paris prior to you leaving, and then you can get a lot of information about not getting overpriced and stuff like that. It can really help you out. And places to stay, especially if you want to do Airbnb, you're going to want to know kind of what areas you should stay in and what areas you shouldn't. All right, let's see. To EC with a Hyatt credit card and booking direct at Hyatt, you earn 9 points per dollar. Hilton Aspire, you earn 34 points per dollar according to TBG. Hyatt points are worth 1.7. Hilton 0.6. Yeah, thanks for the info, David. Yeah, so and you just see Hilton. Yes, you're gonna earn a lot of points. You can earn a lot of points really fast with Hilton. However, the point value is not as high, and you do need to use more points in order to stay at the hotels. So it's initially when I first started with travel credit cards and getting points and the sign-up bonuses, I would look and I'd say, "Oh wow, they're giving me 150,000 sign-up bonus for this Hilton card. This is amazing." But the points they're not the same value. So because it's 150,000. You look at it and you say, "Oh, that's great. That's a good deal." But then you look at a Hyatt card or a different hotel brand, and their sign up bonus is 60,000 or their sign up bonus is 75,000. Well, in a lot of cases, that sign up bonus is really they're pretty much the same, if not better. The Hyatt is the same, if not better, than 150,000 points, because that 150,000 points doesn't go as far. So just something to consider. But I do like that Aspire card. I do, because it pretty much pays for itself every year with the credits that you get on there, and then you get the diamond status. One thing I will say about Hilton is Hilton with diamond status, and I believe with their gold status you get free breakfast. So Hyatt doesn't do that. So Hyatt doesn't even give free breakfast. It's not even an automatic for free breakfast for the globalists. So the top tier globalist status with Hyatt, you're gonna get club access if they have a club. It's like a lounge is basically what it is. They'll have finger foods in there, but it's not a full-on breakfast. It's not like anything made to order. They don't have like a buffet of like food that you can eat. So if they have a club, like you stay at Hyatt Regency, if they have club access, you get access to that, but you don't get a free breakfast. Now, if they don't have a club access, then you do get a credit for breakfast, so you can sit down and eat. But that's one of the drawbacks of Hyatt. So the workaround for that, Hyatt Regency and above pretty much that's their standard. Now, Hyatt House and Hyatt Place, free breakfast. Okay, and they'll have, it's a buffet style breakfast, and some of them they're a little skimpy, I guess. Some of them are, when I say some, I mean depending on where you're going. I've stayed at some in the U.S. and usually they'll have like 4 items that are like hot, and then everything else is like cereal and things like that. So they'll have like eggs, sausage, and then like a waffle, and then some type of potatoes or something like that. And then everything else is, I mean, you can get toast and stuff like that. Now, I stayed in Costa Rica at a Hyatt place in Costa Rica. The food was really good, and they had a nice spread, a larger spread. And then I stayed in a Hyatt place in Thailand, in Phuket, Thailand. That place, I highly recommend that. If you're staying in Phuket, stay at that Hyatt place. It's very reasonable. I was paying about, I think it's $50 a night. So it was me and my buddy. I paid $50. We had separate rooms, and we had the adjoining suite, I guess. So you have that door in between. So we had our own personal space and everything. And Thailand, for the most part, Thailand's pretty affordable. with the exception of taxis. For whatever reason, taxis they're just out of control, expensive. Let me just put it this way. The food in Thailand is very reasonable. You go to a restaurant, go to the bars, all that. It's very reasonable. But the taxis, like bare minimum, anywhere you want to go, they always first thing they say is 300 baht, and 300 baht's like $9, and that's pretty expensive considering that, like, if you're in Colombia and you want to go 15 minutes away, it's probably going to cost you $3-4 in a taxi. But for whatever reason, taxis in Thailand and Phuket very expensive. Thailand also has what they call Grab. So instead of Uber, they have Grab. A real good program, basically, but they're all linked in with the taxis. And so basically you just order up, just like you would do on Uber, you just order up a ride. They'll come, and they're very, very fast. Like, they'll get there really fast. So you order it up, they come pick you up. You can pay with cash, which is different than Uber. So you can take it wherever around the city. But yeah, I just found that, and I don't know, maybe my experiences was different. I did haggle with people, with the taxi drivers, as much as possible. But there were certain situations where we're staying in Phuket. We're staying in Putong Beach. That's where the Hyatt place is. And we would go from like the mall is right off Bangla Road, which is probably, it's a walk. It's probably about a 10-minute walk. And for them to drive us back to our hotel, it couldn't be more than 3-4 minutes. And they want to charge you 300 baht. So it's ridiculous. So basically $9. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then when you try to haggle them down, they don't even want to go down. So yeah, that was my experience. But that Hyatt place was really nice, and I recommend staying there. They have a nice little pool there. If you get a room that faces, they have little balconies on each of the rooms. If you get a room that faces the water, it's nice because you can see the sunset and all that. So it was a real. I highly recommend it. For the money, it's perfect, and it sits back, so it's not right up in the middle of everything. It's like a 3-minute walk from the hotel to the beach. You just have to walk down this little walkway, but you're pretty much secluded because you're up high, and it's good because Bangla Road is where all the clubs and the nightlife is. And you're right near there. You can get there in 5-6 minutes, 5-6 minute walk, but you're far enough away so you don't hear all that noise. So you don't want to hear that all night long. You just don't. And there's some other hotels that are like right on Bangla Road. You probably don't want to stay there because it's just too much. You're going to have your days where, I want to be out partying all night, but then you're also going to have your days where you want to just relax and not party all night. And like on Bangla Road, they're partying like it's in the daytime, in the middle of the day, and they're partying, and you hear music and all that stuff going on. So you might not want to hear all that. Okay, let's see. And I know I totally went off on a tangent, but that's what we're here for today. It's just Q&A. So you guys have questions, put them out there. If you guys have any comments you want to make, if you guys want to look at credit cards, we can do that as well. Just let me know. But travel credit cards, that's what we want to focus on. Let's see. But let me know that like a specific card that you're interested in. Okay, Jessica, what's going on? How you doing? Okay. So with the Aspire cards, you're earning way more even with the point value difference. Earning way more when you're saying, well, David's making it. Let's see. The Hilton cards are getting changed again. Okay. You're earning way more. Yes. But you have to look at it this way. So let's say you get the 100,000 sign-up bonus with a Hilton card, but then you have a Hyatt card that gets you 60,000 sign-up bonus. Well, just looking at 0.6 value for the Hilton, as far as, and this is like, I'm sure that's a TPG, their rating there. The Hyatt card is 3 times more valuable. Each point is 3 times more valuable than a Hilton point. So that's the way I kind of look at it. So if I'm getting 60,000, realistically, the value of that those Hyatt points, even though they're only 60,000, is greater than 100,000 with Hilton. Now Hilton does do the 150,000, so that does make it a little more competitive, and you do earn more points. Yes, you do earn more points with each stay. So for the most part, you'd have to really sit down and kind of do the math and say, okay, yeah, you know what, this is better than this, and because in certain situations, yeah, if I can stay for 15,000 points, it might work out better than staying with Hyatt. But for the most part, like that 5,000 points, you really cannot beat that for the value. And then I also look at as well as like when it comes to Hilton, when you're transferring points in, like you're losing a lot of value when you transfer those points in, as opposed to, and you can't transfer from Chase, but like if you're transferring from, I think American Express, I think they're partners. You transfer those points in, you're going to lose a lot of value on those points. So just something to think about. Actually, Citi Thank You Points is a partner. I know that. Okay. Ready. New link works. Okay. Thank you, Michael. The changes are minor. Just came to change the SIN. Cannot use resort credits for prepaid stays. Okay. The changes are minor. Just name changes. Oh, okay. So Michael's just talking about the change. So, let's see. Cannot use resort credit for prepaid stays. So you can't use the credit for prepaid stays. So I don't even understand what that means. I haven't looked at it yet, so I haven't looked at the article yet. All right, let's see. Adrian Barranquilla Carnival was litty. Yeah, it was good, man. Adrian was there, so I got to meet him and meet some of the other guys too. Let's see. Young, how you doing? Hitchhiking, yes or no? I don't know what you're asking there, buddy. David, right now I'm getting 52 PPT with a triple point stay. 52 what? Explain, Michael. I don't know what you're saying. What PPD is? Caesar, what's going on? Is the JetBlue Plus worth it? I would say yes. The JetBlue Plus is worth it. It's a great card. I like flying JetBlue, so that's I'm biased when it comes to JetBlue. That's one of my favorite airlines. If not, that is my favorite airline. The only problem with JetBlue is they don't go everywhere, so that's the only thing that I don't like about them. The fact that they'll be going to London in 2021 that's going to be a real big deal, especially for me. But JetBlue, yeah, the JetBlue Plus card is a good card. I would recommend looking at if you're happy with the destinations where they travel to, then that's a good card to get. I love the even more seats. That whole setup there is a good setup. And I said this before, but what I usually do with the even more seats, and I haven't flown on JetBlue in a while. It's been probably about 9 months, but I would, and at the time when I had Mosaic status, it was even better because with Mosaic status you can wait until, or with Mosaic status, with any status you can wait, but with Mosaic status it was only like 900 points in order for me to upgrade to an even more seat. So 900 points that's like $9. So it was an amazing deal. So every time it was an automatic upgrade. But even if you're not paying, even if you have to pay out of pocket, it's usually no more than, I think $80 is the most, and that's like the longest flights, $80 maybe $85. So it's not bad. It's worth it. And the way that I used to do it is basically I would purchase my ticket, or I'd use points for my flight, and then so I pick my seat, and it wouldn't be an even more seat, it'd be a regular seat, and then I'd wait until the day that I was flying out, and usually the night before or the same day, and then I check out the even more seats, and usually there are available seats even more, like a lot of available seats, and so I'd find a row with 3 seats that were open, and then I'd pick that row and I'd take the window. Now, if I look and there are no window seats or there's like the even more seats, there's nothing that I want, then I just won't do the even more, and I'll just suffer in coach. But it's not even bad. But I'm just saying. So that's what I would do. So I'd wait. So you have those three seats open. Usually, like 95% of the time, that middle seat never gets filled. So you have more room. So you have even more seat. You're sitting in a window, and you don't have anyone sitting in the middle. Because usually people don't want to pay for that seat. They don't want to pay more than have to sit in the middle seat. So you kind of if you wait until the last minute, then you're able to do that. So that works out. Okay, and I guess another option would be because you could change your seat. So I guess another option would be to go ahead and book it, like book the even more seat with the window, and then the night before check it out and see if there are any other seats that are available in the even more area, and then just pick that seat with a row of three. So, alrighty. Young, let's see. Costa Rica, heard it's mad cheap. Thoughts? Okay, so Costa Rica. Now, I had a good time in Costa Rica. I was there. This was about a year and a half ago, and like I said, I stayed at the Hyatt place there. Hotel was perfect. We were paying, I think we're paying a little less than $100 a night, which is pretty expensive, considering. Costa Rica used to be a really good destination. It used to be like Colombia is now, where it was very reasonable. Food was reasonable. Now the prices are really ramping up, and they're a lot more expensive than some of the other countries in Central America and in South America. And they've really changed. I mean, you have a lot of expats that live out there, so they've really catered to Americans. And so you'll go down there and they have, I don't know if you guys have Popeye's chicken in where you live, but like Popeye's chicken is not it's not a KFC for as far as like their reach. They usually you don't see them all over. But in Costa Rica, they have Popeye's chicken. By the way, I don't recommend going there. The food was not good compared to what we have in the States. They also have Applebee's. So they have they have a lot of American restaurants out there. They're very modern. So they do have a lot of malls and malls that are nice and modern and everything. But yeah, you're not really going to get too much of a deal in Costa Rica. You'll have a better experience, like a more affordable trip if you go to Colombia, and you're gonna get like if you stay in Medellin, Colombia, you're gonna get a very similar experience in the sense that the things are Medellin it reminds me of Costa Rica, just the way, the look and the feel. And how modern it is. And in Medellin, you do have a lot of you have nice malls, you have a lot of restaurants. Not so much. They don't have. I didn't see an Applebee's or anything like that, but they do. It's a pretty modern city. One of the great things about Costa Rica, though, is if you are into nature, if you're into photography, like taking pictures of birds and waterfalls and all that stuff, then Costa Rica is where you want to go. The only problem, and like volcanoes, they have like these active volcanoes. You can go there, Arenal, and the only thing about Costa Rica, everything is. I mean, it's a small country, but everything is pretty much spread out throughout the country. So you can't really do. You have to take a day just to get to certain areas. Like if you want to go see the volcano, and I'm coming from Capital City, so we're in the capital city, and we would just drive out. And we lucked out, and this is another tip. Actually, if you stay at the Hyatt place there in San Jose, we stayed at the Hyatt place, and one of the good things about the Hyatt place is it's in a strip mall, so like a shopping center. So you have like McDonald's and Denny's. They have Denny's there too. It's crazy, right? Denny's and Walmart was right behind us, and so you have all that stuff there. And then you have all these different little restaurants and stuff that are also there. So you have places to go eat and all that. But they also have a driving service it's not it's not a part of Hyatt. It's like they contract out with Hyatt, so they'll do the airport runs and all that. And then they'll also do excursions. So the first night that we were there, we were talking to the front desk, and they said, "Yeah, we have people that do excursions." And so they set us up. So we went ahead. We paid through Hyatt. They set us up for an excursion, and so we did that. And I can't remember what our first excursion was, but we drove out. And I always, and this is just a tip that I tell everyone: always sit in the front seat. Anytime you're doing any of these activities, if you're in a taxi, Uber, going on an excursion or what have you, always sit in the front seat. At least one of you sit in the front seat. Obviously, we both can't sit in the front seat, but and then just chat up the driver. And so anyway, we did our excursion. It was just us, and so it was like a private excursion. But I think we just booked it as an excursion, and no one else went with us, so it was just us. But anyway, I chatted up the driver and basically worked out a deal to where we cut Hyatt out after the first day we paid, but then we cut Hyatt out, and then this guy was our personal driver for the next 5 days, which was great because every morning we get up early in the morning, jump in the car, and he'd freaking take us somewhere, and then at the end of the night, we pay him, like we make a deal. So okay, we want to go here, here, and here. How much is it going to cost? And then we would just pay directly to him. So yeah, that's one thing you want to do, especially if you go to Central America, South America, anywhere really. You can really work out some deals with these people. And I'm a photographer. My buddy's a photographer, so that's kind of our focus. That's what we want to do. We want to go, and if possible, take pictures at sunrise and then take pictures at sunset. So we want to be out all day, and we want to be able to kind of go at our own pace. And we both have drones, and we have all the camera gear and all that stuff. So we don't want to be with a group, because if you're with a group, you can only go to a certain place for 20 minutes, and then you go to another place for 20 minutes, and that we didn't want to do all that. We want to be on our own. So okay, so as far as Costa Rica, it's a great country, and it's a great place to visit, but just don't think it's not very affordable. And so when you get there, you're going to be like, wow, and very Americanized. So if that's something that you demand, like you want to be in a place that's very very Americanized and not having any issues with like power outages, and I mean some countries you go to and some cities you're in, you have the power outages and stuff like that. When we were in Thailand, in Phuket, there was a power outage at least 3 of the nights that we were there. I was there 11 days. So at least 3, maybe 4 of the nights that we were there, they had power outages. And I don't know if you've ever gone to Thailand, but when you go to Thailand, one of the things that you're going to notice right up front, when you see like the wiring that they do, like the lines that they have on the electrical poles, it's insane. It's insane looking. It almost looks like they just have a bunch of extension cords and they're just running them through these, they have them on the pole, and it just looks like a bird's nest. And so they have some issues with power outages a lot there. Let's see. Let's move on, guys. Okay. Yeah, so Adrian's saying that he heard that Costa Rica is one of the more expensive Latin American countries. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you want a really good experience, go to Colombia and you'll enjoy it. And Costa Rica was at the top of my list back before I went to Costa Rica, and even after I went to Colombia. So I went to Colombia first, had a really great time. That was like 10 years ago. And then I went to Costa Rica. But Costa Rica was like the place that I wanted to go. That was at the top of my list. And after going there, yeah, it was nice, but I went back to Colombia 3 more times after that, because it was that much fun in Colombia. And another thing too, Costa Rica, I couldn't find like a central nightlife area. And we didn't do that much nightlife. We went out a couple of nights. We were pretty much tired because, like I said, we were getting up before sunrise, and then coming home after sunset, and then usually taking a nap, and then getting out and trying to do stuff on a couple of nights. But the majority of the nights is like you just go to sleep and we were out. But with Costa Rica, I didn't really see like a central kind of a location where everybody kind of goes to the clubs and stuff like that. Like you'll have that in Colombia, where you have, like in Medellin, you'll have Parquilleres, you'll have Laureles, areas where people just go and there are bars and clubs and stuff like that. I'm sure they're in Costa Rica. We just didn't find any, and we weren't staying. I know by the beach, it looked like more of a smaller little town where I could see that, you have the little clubs and stuff there, little hangout spots. It was more of a tourist area there. But where we stayed, it wasn't really a tourist area, so there were no clubs or anything around. We had to drive everywhere to find anything. Okay. Well, double points promotion. Here's where you'll be getting 44 points. Okay, so Michael's just saying, as far as the Hilton Aspire card, you get the double points promotion. You can get up to 44 points. Wow. Okay, so Young is just saying, when it comes to Latin American countries, I prioritize safety over affordability. Okay, and I'm gonna say this, when it comes in Costa Rica, and this is what's really interesting about Costa Rica. I'd never been there before, and when I got there, and like I said, we had our driver, so we had a guy that was taking us everywhere. So of course we established a relationship, and we're talking, and he's telling us all about the country and everything. Costa Rica has no military, so they rely on the U.S. for like support when it comes to military. You don't see police officers very often in Costa Rica. Whereas I can compare that to Colombia, and this is just my opinion, okay? Colombia there's a much larger police presence. So the way that makes me feel safe. Let's just put it that way. So if I'm in another country and I see a large police presence, it makes me feel safe in a sense that I know, like, they're probably pickpocketers. They're not going to, people aren't going to really victimize you if you're in a tourist area and there are police officers all around. And not only do they have the police, but they also have the military, the Colombian military. So you have to I don't know exactly how their whole military system works, but you have a lot of military that are just there too. So you'll have military and you'll have police in all these areas. So I've always felt safe in Colombia. I've never had a situation where I felt unsafe, and I've been out late at night. So that's just my take on that. Now, Costa Rica, we didn't do much walking. We were driving everywhere. So I can't really speak on that, but I'm just saying, like, the amount of police presence, there's a lot more in Colombia. So if you needed something, if you were, if something was going down, there are police that are within shouting distance, pretty much anywhere you go in the tourist areas. Now, just like Costa Rica is the same way. You're going to have areas that you just don't go. There are local spots or local areas where they're going to know, and they might try to victimize. They're going to know that you're not a local, and they're going to try to victimize you. Same as Colombia. Colombia does have areas where you don't go, and taxi drivers are really good when it comes to that. They'll tell you, no, you don't want to go to this area because this is not like this is not a tourist area, so you don't want to go there. So they'll help you out. But I'm telling you, Colombia is a very safe country, and don't let that be I'll go to Costa Rica over Colombia because Costa Rica, it seems like it's more safe. I would say they're equally safe. And like I said, I would say Colombia has more of a police presence, so you do have someone to what's the word? You can yell out, and you're gonna get their attention, and that's everywhere. Like I've been to four cities in Colombia. I've gone to Bogota, I've gone to Medellin, I've gone to Cartagena and Barranquilla. All four of them, it's the same thing. Police presence everywhere. As much as like even when I went to Bogota, we drove out to see these salt mines, which is like an hour and a half away, and every bus stop out on the road, like there's nothing out there, right? Every bus stop, you have military. So you have a military guy that's standing there at every bus stop. I kid you not, like we drove an hour and a half, and every bus stop that I saw, you had a military standing there. So, and that some people might look at, oh well, why are they all there? There must be something going on, or I think they just oversaturate the area just so people know, hey, don't start anything, because they just oversaturate the area with police. It's not necessarily stuff going on. I've never seen anything go down like in front of me when I was in Colombia. So, all right, let's see. Okay. Let's see here. Just looking at some of the questions. If you guys have any cards too that you want to look at, just let me know as well. I'm gonna try to work my way down as fast as possible. I always look at double points rate since the tax write-off anyway. Let's see. All the stuff is brand loyalty. Okay, so Young is saying that all that stuff is just trying to ensure brand loyalty. I'd just try to find the best deal. Yeah, I'm big on loyalty. Like I want to make commitments, and there are a few different reasons why I like to make a commitment. And usually, you will. And this is my personal opinion. I think you make out better if you do make those commitments, because they tend to, and I say they, so a hotel or airline, they tend to cater to you, especially the hotels. Like if you make a commitment, and let's say you stay at Hyatt properties, and so the majority of your visits you're staying at Hyatt properties. For one, you sign up for their membership program. You start earning a status with them. You start earning points directly with them by using their credit card and just by being a member. And when things go down, or like if something's wrong, or if they, especially if you have an elite status and they give you upgrades and stuff like that, they take care of you more. Whereas if you're coming from a third party, let's say you're trying to find the cheapest deal, you get on Expedia, or you get on one of these websites and you book your stay. There's no relationship. There's no commitment that you're making. And so you tend to, I'm not going to say they're mistreating you, but I think that they really focus on these people who are committed to staying with them, as opposed to someone that's just coming in and out and staying maybe once a year because they got a good deal on hotels.com or something. So I'm all for like making that commitment. I just think it's a better overall. Like if you're traveling enough, I think it really works out in your benefit. And for the most part, you can get some good deals. I mean, and we're talking like I'm talking about using points. I'm talking about that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having elite status with a hotel where now instead of just getting a normal room, like you book a normal room, but then they upgrade you to, even if it's an upgraded view, and that's what I've gotten a lot of times, where they'll just upgrade your view, so you can see the beach instead of looking at the mountains and stuff like that. So I just think overall it's a better deal if you do make a commitment with a hotel and an airline. Airlines, yes, but you need to really work that. You need to travel a lot in order to hit their elite status, and then they'll start giving you some of those benefits. But even still, just by getting one of the cards, like the United Plus card that I got, you're going to get benefits there. You're going to get the free check bag, and you're going to get the priority boarding, and you've made that commitment, right? You have the card, so you're going to try to fly on United as much as possible. Okay. Okay, so Adrian's saying here, and thanks for all the participation, Adrian. I appreciate that coming from the group, from the WhatsApp group. He's basically saying that definitely. Oh, wait. Let me read everything here. Saying definitely concerned about safety, and I think we all are concerned. I'm concerned about safety. Like, I don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where I'm going to a country that's in civil unrest or it's just kind of a sketchy country. So I take that in consideration, and that's why I really preach Colombia to a lot of people, because people think, oh well, it sounds like it's dangerous and stuff like that, and it's the opposite, complete opposite of that, and that's why I tell a lot of people about it. But yeah, let's see. So safety, inexpensive let. So yeah, basically what Adrian's saying, there are a lot of inexpensive Latin countries that are safe. That there's no that you're not going to have any big issues with your safety. Okay, Nika, what's going on? Uh, let's see. What card are 9 points? My Hyatt card only earns 4 points. So Nika, if you're a part of the membership program with Hyatt, the World of Hyatt membership, you get 5 points just for that alone. And then if you're booking a stay using the World of Hyatt card, you get a 4 points. So that gives you the 9 points. So, and I'm pretty sure hopefully you're a member. Yeah. Another huge tip. Anytime you stay at a hotel, and you have to book directly with them, but anytime you stay at a hotel, join their membership program. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, but join it. That way they start, they can give you some extra little perks just for joining the program. So yeah, make sure you do that, and then you don't know how many times you're going to be staying over the years, and so or over the years, you don't know how many times you're going to be staying that year. You might come into a situation where you start staying there and you really like it, and you continue staying there. Now you're getting credit for all of your stays, and then they can give you an elite status on top of that. Okay, even if it's the lowest elite status that they have, it's still better than nothing. And when you go in there, they still might be able to give you a little upgrade here, give you an upgraded view or something. Okay, let's talk about hostels, David. For the thirsty traveler, or the thrifty. I thought you said thirsty. The thrifty travelers. I don't do hostels. I do not do hostels, Adrian. So I can't really give you any info on that. But I know this is Ace. This is Ace Live on his channel. If you go over his channel, he's in Cancun right now. And worked back maybe about 2 weeks. He put out a couple of videos about a hostel. He was staying in Selena. I think it's called Selena Hostels in Cancun. And they were pretty nice looking. I mean, they had a nice pool and everything. I'm just not a big fan of the dorm room style. If you give me my own room, I would consider it. But yeah, I'm not big on hostels. That's one thing. And I look at certain countries, like we could talk about Colombia even more, but like Airbnbs in Colombia are $29, $30 a night. That's good. Like I don't need to stay in a hostel and pay $10 a night. I would rather pay $30 a night, have an apartment to myself with all the amenities, a kitchen and all that, washer dryer and all that good stuff, and have my own privacy. So if I have guests over, it's a private setting. I don't want to have like that dorm room setup. And then also, when it comes to the way I travel with a lot of camera equipment. So I know on Ace on his video when he was showing his when he was showing the hostel, he showed the locker, and it's kind of like a gym locker when you're in high school, that kind of size of a locker. My camera equipment won't fit in there, like it just won't. So because usually, like if I'm going for an event, I bring my carry-on piece of luggage is just like a carry-on luggage, and it's all my camera equipment. So yeah, I that's another thing that I'm really concerned with too, my camera equipment, because I don't bring it with me everywhere. I bring all the equipment, have it in my hotel or have it in my Airbnb, and then I just kind of take from that. I have a separate bag, so I'll just kind of fill in what I need for that day. So yeah, that's a concern of mine. Okay. I was able to book the additional point stay. Corporate. Okay. All right. So you guys are talking back and forth. Art hostels, the singles hookup places. So Michael's saying art hostels, the singles hookup place, or hookup places. Yeah, I don't know. I've never stayed at a hostel. Never ever stayed at a hostel. I do know, and I did have some experience when I was in Colombia. I stayed in Cartagena, or we were in Cartagena, me and my buddies, and we were staying at a hotel, and we met these girls that stayed in a hostel, and it did seem like it was more like everyone was more. Um, they were friendly. Everyone was talking with each other. They're like kind of sitting out together, and so it's more of a. I went when I went to college. I stayed in dorms, so it kind of reminded me of kind of that dorm atmosphere where everybody's kind of in the common area room and just hanging out and drinking and talking and stuff like that. So that's kind of the way that I saw it. But in Cartagena, the funny thing is, uh, in Colombia in general, people don't speak English like the way they. I mean, even in tourist areas, a lot of people don't speak English. A lot of the locals don't speak English. So we were going through some dry spells where no one spoke English. And at the time, this is 10 years ago, so I didn't speak very much Spanish. And when we got to this area where all the hostels were, that's where all the Americans were and all the Europeans. And so everyone, a lot of people spoke English, and it was that like you look out and you just see a lot of Americans and stuff. So it was pretty interesting. But yeah, hostels, yeah, not really for me. Okay, okay, Nate, what's going on, Nate? How you doing? Um, let's see. Michael, do you stay at Hyatt? I'm looking at the globalist status, and it doesn't even earn more points than the base member. No way, I'm switching. Yeah, well, and I will admit that global, and I was a globalist for 1 year, and after that 1 year, it didn't make sense to do the 60 nights that they wanted or 55 nights. Once you hit the globalist status, I think it's 55 nights. It didn't make sense to keep it because my biggest gripe was the whole breakfast thing. They're not offering breakfast. It's not like automatic, so they don't offer that much. And then the upgrades, like the suite upgrades, you have to call in to get a suite upgrade, which I really didn't like the fact that you had to call in. And I only got it once the whole time, that whole year. And I probably stayed at that. I stayed 30 nights, at least 30 nights, because I hit the following year I was the Explorer status. And I only got one suite upgrade that whole time. And I called every time. Like every time that I was doing a stay, I would call. Actually, so it's 30 nights, so I don't remember how many stays. Maybe five or six different stays, and I would call in, and I only got it. They only granted it for me once, which it's like, well, dang, this is a waste. Like I have this, the suite upgrades, like the big. It's supposed to be the big thing for globalists, right? You get the upgraded suites, but you're calling in there. Oh, we don't have one available. You can try calling back. So yeah, that really kind of rubbed me wrong. But like I said, that's when I really started saying, okay, I don't need to stay at the Hyatt, the Park Hyatts. I don't need to stay at the Hyatt Regencies. I can stay at the Hyatt place and be just content. So that's when I really ramped that down and started staying at the Hyatt place. Okay. All right. Okay, Alan, how you doing? So, alternative conversation Monday, bucket list Monday, domestic, international, YOLO event seekers. You only live once. Thoughts? Yeah, actually, those sound good. Those sound good. I need, and like I said, I'm gonna I'll figure something out as far as like a show for Monday. Maybe we'll just keep it open, kind of like a freestyle day or something, where we just kind of just talk about a variety of different things. And if there's anything in the news, then we can talk about that. Any thoughts on Southwest Premier? Kyle, how you doing? I don't really fly Southwest ever. um, I, God, I don't really, when it comes to Southwest, I just don't like the seating arrangement. It's not the plane. It's not the customer service. It's not anything but the seat. I don't like to have to get there early to get my seat and all that, or to get on the board the plane or board the have priority boarding and stuff like that to get my seat. So that's kind of pushed me away from Southwest, and so then that turned me more onto JetBlue. And then I've been on JetBlue, flown on JetBlue, I really like flying on them. So yeah, I'm not the person to ask about Southwest, but I'm sure there's some other people in here that might answer your question. So if any of you guys have any more information on Southwest, please put it in the chat. My sister just applied for the Hilton card. She didn't use my link. I'm pissed. Which Hilton card did she apply for, though? The Aspire card or the Ascend? Let's see. David, I do not. I was looking at their program but didn't want to take. Okay, so you guys are talking about another thing. Only reason I was going to look at the Hyatt was because they are the only chain of the four in the Turks and Caicos. Okay. Let me move through these. If you guys have specific questions for me, just put at TEC, and then I'll answer the question for you. Ricardo, what's going on? Is Phuket fun? I'm heading there in August for 2 weeks. Phuket is a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff going on there. The best thing about Phuket is when you go to the islands. So you have these different islands. And one thing that I will say when it comes to Phuket, the way we did it is we just booked to a stay at the Hyatt, right? The Hyatt place. Well, actually we didn't. We booked another stay somewhere else. That's a whole long story, but we messed up as far as where we were staying. Location is huge when it comes to Phuket. You want to stay in Patong Beach, like near Patong Beach, because, like I said, the taxis are not cheap. So our initial hotel was not near Patong Beach. It was about 30 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes away from Patong Beach. Patong Beach is where everything is. That's where the nightlife is. That's where you have Bangla Road. I literally was driving around around the area because my first 2 nights there, I was staying alone, and then my buddy was in Bangkok, so he was coming over, and so we met up 2 days after I'd gotten there. So I stayed at the Hyatt Regency for 2 days, and where I stayed, it was like it's perfect for honeymooners because there's nothing going on there. Like, it's very quiet. You don't have any nightlife or anything like that. You just have the hotel. A strip of a few different hotels, and then you have like a little, you can call it a beach, but it's really not it's not a nice beach. But anyway, then we went to the hotel where we were going to stay, and that was too far away from everything. So we left that hotel and we went to the Hyatt place, and that's where we stayed in Patong Beach. Now, the location is very important because you don't want to have to pay. We were paying. Oh man, it was a ridiculous amount. I think it was like, I want to say it was like $30 to get from our hotel to Patong Beach, and that's one way. And so then obviously we had to pay that to get back. So we couldn't do it. It just wasn't going to work. So anyway, yeah, you want to make sure you stay near Patong Beach in Bangla Road, and it's a good time though. But the only thing that I would say, you're gonna get a hotel room, but you're probably gonna have more than one hotel room at a time. That's what we did. So we stayed at the Hyatt place, but then we wanted to go to Krabi because Krabi, that area is where you can catch excursions to go to all the different islands, and you're gonna want to go to the islands. The islands are really nice. So you have Hong Island, you have James Bond Island, you have Fifi Islands. You're going to want to go to those places because you're going to see some real nice, pristine, white, clear water, white sand. It's nice. They have some really nice parts of Thailand. So, but you have to, like I said, you're going to have to do a little either driving on your own, which I wasn't going to do because everything is reversed there. They don't drive on the same side of the street as we do. And I was not even going to jump on a scooter or anything like that. as well as so you get on the crab. You take uh, Grab or you take a taxi and you go out to wherever you need to go, or you can do a bus. We actually did a bus on the way back from Krabi. Krabi is about an hour and 45 minutes from Phuket, and so from there we took a Grab. Or I'm sorry, we took a bus back, but we didn't know what we were doing. They pretty much we were in the with the excursion, and the excursion was going to take us back to Krabi, which was about a half hour the other direction, but we wanted to come back to Phuket that same day. And so they said, "Oh, we'll just drop you off at the bus stop." So they dropped us off at the bus stop, or I'm sorry, the bus station. And then they because basically they hooked everything up for us so that the bus would just bring us back. It was like $3 to come back, and it was an hour ride on the bus. So $3 to come back, but we went to the central area of Phuket, and then we still had to catch a cab to get back home. So it's a little bit more than that. But yeah, you'll have a good time. It's a great place. Just be prepared to kind of move around. And when we went to Krabi, we stayed at Krabi for a couple of days. So we had to rent a hotel for a couple of days. So that's what we did. We went cheap on that. It was like $19 a day. So it wasn't very expensive. But yeah, just be prepared for that. Okay. What's going on? First time. Thank you for stopping by, buddy. Okay. Nate and Jez, Citi Prestige 3 times on cruises. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Michael saying he status matched Diamond last year. Thought I was going to have to get the Aspire to hold it, but I might be able to hit the 30 stays at Hilton. That's cool. That's good. That's really good. And Diamond status with Hilton, it does go pretty far as the little perks that you can get compared to Hyatt. Yeah. Someday I might switch over to Hilton. I have a buddy that he swears by Hilton, and he has a Hilton card and uses the points, and we always have these discussions. Well, I'm earning more points. Well, the points aren't as valuable, whatever. It probably all washes out, right? It's probably all evens out in the end. I just have not. I've stayed at a few Hyatt properties, and I haven't had a good experience. Or I shouldn't say that. I had one good experience, and that was the last Hilton that I stayed in. That was in Las Vegas, believe it or not, in Lake Mead area. They have like a spa resort, and that place was nice. That place was really nice. But other than that, I've stayed at Hilton. I think it was the Garden Inn, Hilton Garden Inn, in Kauai. Would not recommend that place at all. And I've stayed at a few other Hiltons, and yeah, they just weren't nice. So that's kind of the reason why I'm like, because when I had globalist status, I actually did a status match, just like Michael was saying. I did a status match with Hilton, and I stayed, and I needed to stay. So basically, if you guys don't know how the status match works, let's say you have elite status with one. So if I have an elite status with Hyatt, their top status, I can status match over. And they do promotions, and they'll promote it. And sometimes you can just send an email out to them, and they'll do it for you. But they'll give you that status. So if I have globalist status, the top tier status at Hyatt, they will give me the same, the top tier status at Hilton, and they will give you that for 3 months. And they'll say, hey, in these 3 months, we need you to stay 9 nights. If you stay 9 nights, we'll grant you that status for the rest of the year. If you do it after June, they'll do it for the rest of, like, let's say you do it, if you do it about this time. So if you do it about this time, they'll give you the next 6 months and then all of 2020. So you get a year and a half, really, if you can work it right. So that's what they do. But I stayed at the Hilton a couple of times, and I'm like, I don't really like this place. I like the Hyatt a lot better. And so I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep both statuses. So at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick with Hilton or with Hyatt and not go with Hilton. So I didn't follow through with the status match. Okay, Nika, they have Popeye's chicken in Seoul, Korea. Wow, that's crazy. I don't know. It just amazes me. Like, I always see Popeye's chicken as being like a smaller chain. The fact that they have them in other countries is just weird to me. Okay, Popeyes is the best fast food chain. Yeah, they're pretty good, David. I would agree with you. Not the healthiest, but they are pretty good. Let's see, Frank, how you doing? Just joined from Houston. How is life in Houston? See, Michael. Hopefully you haven't tried Wyndham. Um, yeah, and I haven't tried Wyndham either. Okay, let's see. I got some sunset pics in Rio last night. Ron White, what's going on, buddy? So you're in Rio right now? Got some great sunset pics in Rio. So you need to join our Facebook group if you haven't already joined and post those pictures. We'd like to see them. I definitely would like to see them. I think TPG had Wyndham as the second best loyalty program at one point. Okay. Yeah, and Wyndham, I can't think of any time I stayed at a Wyndham. You see the post in the Facebook group. Let's see. I didn't, but I can. Ron, post them. Okay, yeah, Ron, if you post them, we can pull them up. And let's see. Let's see if I can refresh this here. Okay. All right. Jason, how you doing? You should post a queue in the Facebook group, Jason. Okay, so you guys are talking about different stuff. Let's see. If you guys have any questions specifically for me, just let me know by putting TEC. If you're going after Southwest card, I would grab the priority card, not the premier. The $75 Southwest travel card drops the annual fee to $74. You get 75. Yeah, that's true. Um, let's see here. I just missed one. What's going on, Theory? Have you traveled to any Southeast Asian countries? I'm trying to think. Southeast Asia. Can you be specific? My geography is not very good. Thailand's the only place that I've been in Asia. So, I've just flown into China, did a layover there, then went to Thailand. That's it. I do want to get around though, and there's some other countries in Asia that I'd love to travel to. But that's one of those trips where I like to do one big trip like that a year, where you're going like overseas, and then the majority of my trips I just like to do the South America, Central America stuff. So that's kind of been the routine, and it works for my points that I have right now. So let's see. Okay, so you guys are helping them out with the Southwest card, so I appreciate that. Rolo, what's going on, buddy? Would you consider ever going to Japan? Yes, I would. I heard Japan has some nice photo spots. Yes, I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Vietnam. Those are two places that I want to go to take pictures. Angel, how you doing? Um, let's see, Cancun Ritz or JW? Oh, I've never been to Cancun, believe it or not. I've never been there. Both properties are nice, right? The Ritz and JW. Trying to decide which one to go with. The Ritz is fancy, but the JW looks nice too. Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong, Angel, when it comes to that. If you're gonna stay at one of those, I think you'll be happy with either one. And David says a Ritz. Let's see, Rolo. I went to Japan for a week, mainly Tokyo. It was wonderful. All right. Michael, do you agree with the Hilton Garden Inn is the best value on all hotels? So yeah, and I've stayed at Garden Inn before. It was okay. I don't know, and guys correct me if I'm wrong, but like Hilton, they kind of have different. Like a Garden Inn is not the same. Like one thing that I like about Hyatt is I know exactly what I'm getting, and Marriott's kind of the same way. Like a Courtyard Marriott, you kind of know what you're getting. It's almost pretty much the same layout. Hyatt's the same way. Hyatt Place, pretty much the same layout, the way the hotels are designed and the rooms are designed and everything. And with the Hilton, like the Garden Inns, like they're different. They're not all the same. I kind of like I kind of like the same. I like knowing what I'm getting. Uh, it just makes me feel more at home. Like if I'm when I was in Costa Rica, it was the same layout, like the same design, interior design. Like when you go into the into the Hilton or into the Hyatt place, it was all set up the same. The room was set up the same. And some people might find that boring, like they want to see something new or something different. But for me, especially if I'm in another country, I want something that I'm comfortable with, that I know, like I know what I'm getting. So yeah, that's my take on that with the Garden Inn. Let's see, David. I plan to go to Japan sometime next year. Never been there, so I'm looking forward to it. So that's Rolo saying that. Yeah, you'll have fun. I definitely do want to go to Japan. Let's see, Rolo's nicest people I've ever seen, and by far the cleanest country I've ever been to. That's David saying that about Japan. CTC Ron already posted the photos. Oh, you did. Okay, so we'll pull them up. We'll pull them up. And I didn't check my Facebook today. I'm getting like Facebook is there's just so much social media now. It's crazy. I used to be I used to be on Facebook every day, and now you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have YouTube, which YouTube is social media. Like I didn't see it that way a long time ago, but now it's like, yeah, it's social media. It takes a lot of your time. Oh wow, these are some nice pictures. And we're gonna pull this up for everybody to see, Ron. Let me just load everything up. But yeah, there's just so much social media. It's like take you all day just to go through all it. Like, I mean, I have a lot of different social media, and obviously YouTube takes the majority of my time answering questions, like comments and stuff like that, and just editing video and everything. But yeah, I used to spend a lot more time on Facebook. Now I might look at my Facebook every other day if I'm lucky, maybe once a week. Okay. Let's see, and we'll pull up these pictures in a second. I'm just gonna go through the rest of the questions here. Okay, not sure on the best value, but they are usually within my company allowance. A Garden Inn is not part of the upgrade program for status, but sometimes they will upgrade. Okay. And Vic, how you doing, Vic? Vietnam is less expensive compared to Japan. Yeah, I definitely want to go to Vietnam as well. Like I said, that's those are both on my list. How do you get to travel so much? Need your life, ha ha ha. I don't know if you're referring to me or someone else. I travel usually every 3 to 4 months, and some people are traveling for work. Like I think David travels for work, Michael travels for work. So yeah, that's good too. Michael Hilton Garden in our garden has a great breakfast. At least have it to say. Okay, Salvador, what's going on? Planning on getting both cards regardless, but which one do I go with first? Amex Gold or Amex Hilton Ascend? Both make sense. Do you have Amex Platinum? That would be my first question. And then if you do, like I guess I would want to know how many cards you have. Like, do you have any other hotel branded cards? So that with the Hilton Ascend, will that be your first one? And like I said, do you have the Amex Platinum as well? Let's see. Japan is expensive. Let's see. I'm talking about you want to find a job and get work. Silver, gold. Then get the Aspire, not the Ascend. Yeah, and you know what, I would agree with David as far as don't get that Ascend, get that Aspire card. It's worth it. Right off the bat, you're gonna get that $500 credit pretty much, $250 for the hotel, and then $250 for airline. So you're gonna make out with that card. It's a much better card than getting the Ascend card. And Salvador's saying he has no platinum. So the sign-up bonus with the platinum, what were they saying with that? I haven't gotten the platinum yet, but I think if you get the gold first, then you don't qualify to get the 100,000 sign-up bonus. Although it's not like you have to still have to find it, but I think you're eligible, at least still eligible if you get the platinum before you get the gold. So you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the way it works. So if you get that gold, then you kind of shot yourself in the foot, and you won't have access to that, to the 100,000 platinum. Okay, I have currently Capital One Venture. Okay, and that's not a bad card. Like, I don't know. So that's the only card you have, and you just want to start your ecosystem working Amex. I personally would recommend not going to Amex, but going to Chase first. If you don't have any other cards, you just have that the Capital One Venture card. I would recommend getting some of the Chase cards first. Now, if you already are sold on staying at Hilton properties and you want to work that, then obviously, yeah, you're not going to be able to. You're going to want to go with the Hilton and the American Express. But if you haven't made that commitment with Hilton, I would go and get a couple of Hyatt cards first. Get a couple of Chase cards. Get the Chase Sapphire Reserve if you can get that card. If not, get the Chase Sapphire Preferred. You can even get a Chase Freedom card, Chase Freedom Unlimited or regular Chase Freedom. And the reason I say get that first because they have the 524 rules. So what you don't want to do is if you have it in the back of your head, no, you know what, I do want to get some Chase cards in the future. You should probably get them first and then go with Amex because Amex will still allow you to get cards, whereas you could max out getting these American Express cards, and then when you move over to Chase and you try to get cards, you're going to be over 524. So just something to think about. Okay. Nate and Jess, CC. Let's see. When do you think the next round of credit card offers will occur? They kind of just put them out there. There's no real. I know the end of the year last year, that's when they started putting out some different offers. But yeah, they just kind of they just show up. It's like a last minute thing. I don't know. I don't want to say it's a last minute thing, but they just announce it and there it is. And do you think travel cards will offer bigger bonuses or lower ones? I think the bonuses are going to go down. I don't think they're going to go up. I think they're going to start doing more of these tiered bonuses like they're doing with the World of Hyatt did their little tiered bonus where you have to spend $3,000 within the first 3 months and you'll get 25,000 points. And then you have to spend another $3,000 within the next 3 months. So a total of 6 months and $6,000 of spend in order to get the full sign-up bonus. So I think they're going to start doing more of that, and it's all because of the churners. That's what's hurting hurting. Well, according to the banks, that's what's hurting them, and so now that's why they're doing stuff like this. So I think they're going to drop the sign-up bonuses down because some people were really making out. They were doing well. Like you get a couple of credit cards, you get those sign-up bonuses, and then 3 months later, you get another couple credit cards, you get the sign-up bonus, and then 3 months later, you get another couple credit cards, you get the sign-up bonus, and so within that year, you have all these points, and you don't have to use the cards after you get the points. So yeah, I think they're going to go down. Now, it's up to us as consumers to push back, right? So if there are deals that are out there that we don't like, it's up to us to say, yeah, you know what, this doesn't work for me. I'm not getting this card. And then once they start looking at those numbers and they start seeing the fact that people aren't getting the cards, I think that's when they'll start jumping back and trying to put out the higher sign-up bonuses. Even if it's going to hurt their bottom line initially, they know that they can at least have the customers because they're not only making money through us, they're making money through the merchants too. So if I don't get a card, then I'm not using that card through the merchants. So yeah, that's another thing to think about. It is up to us as well. Like we need to push back. So I'm always on the. I always look at it like this: like we're the ones that determine what happens, or we should be the ones that determine what happens. We shouldn't just sit back and let things happen. We should actually push back when we think something isn't right, or something, or we should be able to get better value. And you see like the competition, you see the credit card companies are all competing, right? They're competing for our business. They're competing for us. So um, if we push back, or if we say, yeah, you know what, I don't like the Chase Sapphire Reserve anymore. You know what, the Amex Platinum's better. I'm going to go with the Amex Platinum. And then they start seeing the numbers. Chase starts seeing the numbers. Then guess what? You're going to have a nice sign up bonus, or you're going to have some other benefits that they've been holding out on us, because they're holding out because they're trying to make more money, right? And they make more money if they give us less benefits. So if you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button so we can bring more people into the discussion. And also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Every Saturday and every Monday, we do live streams, as well as I put out videos. And as a matter of fact, I'll be putting out a video right after this live stream. I'll be putting out a video, and that video is going to be on, which one did I edit? I forget. Oh, about losing your luggage. So if you've ever been in a situation where you've lost your luggage, what do you do? How should you handle purchasing your tickets and stuff like that, your airline ticket? I don't want to go too much detail because I want you guys to watch the video. But yeah, I'll be putting that out later on tonight. And then I put out videos. I usually put out videos every other day throughout the week. And then we do the live stream. So we have a lot of information when it comes to travel credit cards, different travel destinations, all that. Joining the Facebook group will help you as well, because we'll open up the Facebook group in a minute. But because you'll get a lot of information, and you'll be able to get referral links as well. So if you have credit cards and you have referral links, you can put them on our Facebook group. We have a certain section for that, so you can get some compensation for that, as well as you'll learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot about different people traveling in different places, and they'll show their pictures and they'll show their experience, and we talk about how you can use points to get there and all that good stuff. So it's a good resource for you if you want to travel. You don't have to travel a lot. This might be your first trip for the year, but you can at least get some information, save money and stuff like that. So that's always good. Okay. All right. I'm gonna switch over to these pictures for right now, and then we'll come back to some of the questions. Let's see. Desktop view. Boom. All right. And let me see here. So I can't. Is that as large as I can make the pictures? I guess so. So this is Ron's pictures from Brazil. Now Brazil is a destination that I want to go to. I haven't been there yet. I want to do Carnival there, but usually they run Carnival at the same time that they run Carnival in Colombia. So I'm gonna have to figure. I have to figure something out because I don't want to miss Barranquilla. I don't want to miss Carnival in Colombia. So I know one year they're gonna have it kind of offset. And I don't even know what time it will be this year. So I might even have an opportunity to go next year. But yeah, I definitely want to go to Brazil. But that's beautiful, man. Beautiful picture. Nice mountains. Love it. Sunset. Perfect. Let's see. Oh, cable cars. Cool. Very nice. You're taking these with your phone, Ron, I imagine. Oh, wow. Look at that. Beautiful beach. Very nice. You can see the cable cars coming from there, from the top of the mountains. Yeah, Brazil's a beautiful place. Beautiful country. Yeah, and I just love the beaches, and like um pretty secluded beaches, which I like. Not all of them. I know in Brazil. I haven't been to Brazil yet, but I'm just talking overall. Like you go to some of these countries, and you'll see if you go to Thailand, some of the beaches are really, really beautiful, and there are not a lot of people there, which I like. For photography, that's perfect. Wow, cool shot. Yeah, all the sunsets. And that's what I do. I travel and I go, but I bring all my. I'm kind of ridiculous with this gear, but I'm that guy walking around with a tripod, setting up shots. But it's fun. I have a good time. Look at everybody's nice little look out there. Yeah, those are nice, man. Real nice shots, Ron. Let me also post the link here so that we're here. So this is our Facebook group, and let me post that link there so you guys can jump in the link. We do have some administrators that will be able to get you guys going if you sign up right now, or sign up. Make it sound like all official. If you join the group right now, we have some people that will accept you in right away. So you'll be able to see the pictures and everything that I just showed you, as well as all the other stuff that we have going on in the group. Let's see. And I also post anytime I'm going live. I will post that I'm going live. Okay, so I go live every Saturday and every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But I also jump on every once in a while. Just jump on and do a live stream. I almost did one last night. I was planning on doing one, but I some stuff came up, so I was like, I wasn't able to do it. Let's see. Change to the Amex Hilton cards coming. So let's see. Lionel posted this. So let's see what this article is all about. Just skim over it real quick. So miles and memories. Now, one thing I do want to mention before I even go into this. So there are a lot of blogs that are out there. So if you guys are interested in travel credit cards, the first one, let me go here first. The first one is a points guy. That's probably your go-to if you're just starting out with travel credit cards. And I'm not being sponsored by them or anything like that. This is just what I got started with, and this is how I learned the points guy. I got on this site, and there's so much information on here. So you can get a variety of different opinions, and he has a lot of different writers that will write articles. Now, you do have to understand, this is a pretty big blog, and they make some pretty good money, I would imagine. And so some of the credit card, how can I say this? Some of this stuff is biased. Let's just put it that way. So you might have some cards on here and you're like, oh, I didn't really think that would be a great card. But it's on there and they're saying that it's like the top card for this, top card for that. They might be pushing certain cards more than others because of maybe some business obligations. So just take that in consideration when you're looking at these different cards on here. But they give you a lot of good information, that's for sure. And if you want to know extra stuff about like the different cards, or I say extra, if you want to know in-depth stuff about the cards, then you can come here and you'll probably find some information on that too. Okay, and then the next website that I look at all the time is Boarding Area. Now, Boarding Area, the article that was, what was that article? The rebranding. So Miles to Memories, I believe they're a part of this Boarding Area. So Boarding Area they have a bunch of different blogs, travel blogs, and they all deal with frequent flyer points and travel credit cards. And so you just come on here, and then you have all these different blogs that you can click on. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. You just get in there, and you can see a lot of the different blogs that are out there and read those articles. So I look at Boarding Area more than anything right now, because I'll just go on there and I can do a quick glance, look at all the latest topics, and then click on the stuff that interests me. Okay, so let's go ahead. Miles and Memories, Amex rebranding the SIN card and slightly devaluing the Aspire card. So what's the devaluation here? I think Michael already brought it up, but let's see if we can. Let's see here. Okay, so they're reverting it back to the Surpass, the Ascend card. And devaluing this express cards, they'll rebrand this in. Now I wonder why they're rebranding. Let's see, change your resort credit perk with this Aspire card, which is a little bit of a devaluation. Okay, so they're making a slight change to the resort credit perk. All right, and I will. I'll post if I can fit this link in. This is a large link. It might not fit in my. I might not be able to do that, but I will try to put that link in there. Now, The easiest way to get the link is just to join the Facebook group. Yeah, it's too much. I can't put that link in. Um, yeah, the easiest way to do it is join the Facebook group, and then you can follow. Lionel, thank you for putting that article up, and I will look at it later, but I don't want to spend all the time reading it right now. But yeah, the thing with travel points, travel credit cards, frequent flyer, all this, they always do devaluing. They always nothing's. They're always making changes. So it's a good idea to use those points when you can. Don't rush to use them. Make sure you get a good deal, but don't hold those points. Don't hoard them. Don't just say, I want to get up to 500,000 points and then I'll start using them. No, don't do that. If you have good deals that are available, take advantage of them. Because what will happen is they'll start changing things and devaluing things, and then all of a sudden, the points that you have, those 500,000 points, they're not worth as much as they used to be because of the devaluing or the devaluing. Let's see. Salvador, gotcha. So good with the gold card. First in Aspire. Thanks. All right. World of Hyatt card is nice, but the previous offer was better. Yes, I agree. The previous offer was better, Nate. Yeah, they've gone to the tiered thing, and I think other cards are going to do the same thing with that whole tiered sign-up bonus and all that. So, yeah, just be prepared for that. You're probably going to see that in some more cards. Michael, David, let's see. I don't eat breakfast at Garden Inn. Typically skip breakfast most days. That's Michael saying that. Now, the funny thing is, when I'm traveling, I usually want to eat breakfast. That's like the I want to eat breakfast. But when I'm at home, I usually don't eat breakfast. So it's kind of a weird deal. But yeah, when I travel, I like to eat breakfast. I want to get something in my stomach so I can go out and spend the whole day out. And then maybe eat a snack around lunch, and then at dinner, have a dinner. So I like the fact that they have free breakfast at some of these places, and I don't want to have, like that. That's one of the things that I need to have is a breakfast. Now, when I stay like Airbnb, I'll go to the grocery store. I'll get some stuff where I can at least have breakfast, like cereal or something in my stomach before I go out. Okay. I think the sign-up bonuses will go up long term. Too many young people are getting credit cards. Yeah, and maybe long term, but it's like I said, it's up to us. It's up to us to determine how those sign-up bonuses are. If we react, if people are still getting let's say they start doing these tiered bonuses, and people are responding by they continue to get these cards. Well, they're going to stick with the tiered bonus because it benefits them. It gets you to use that card for a longer period of time, and maybe, just maybe, you'll slip up 1 month and then they get that interest. Or you can't really churn because now you have to churn over a 6-month period in order to get your full value of points. So it's up to us. If we decide that this is okay, this is acceptable, then that's what will be acceptable. I mean, that bottom line, that's the way they'll do it. So if we do start pushing back, then that's when they'll make the changes that need to be made and give us better. And then competition too. Like if you see cards starting to compete, which I'm really surprised that Chase never responded to some of the changes that were made the end of last year. Like you had Amex Platinum making changes, you had the Citi Thank You. Citi Premier or Prestige card making changes, but you didn't see Chase do anything. Maybe they just feel at this point they don't need to do anything. But I mean, Amex Platinum and the Chase Sapphire Reserve they're on the same level. Like both cards are great. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Chase ever does anything, but maybe they're just looking at their numbers and they're not losing anything. So they don't feel a need to do anything to compete. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's anything else here. Jason, what's going on? Vic, what's going on? Sign up bonus. The sign up bonus is only as good as the people who. Yeah, that's true. What card do you put in your? So what's your question, Jason? So you're saying what card do you put your non-bonus spend on? So if you're saying like, what are you saying? So non-bonus. So if you're saying if I have a card, like I have a card right now that I'm hitting the minimum. I'm working on the minimum spend, so I use that card for the majority of everything. That's that in cash card that I just got. But if it's not going towards a bonus, then I'm using the Chase Sapphire Reserve usually. So if I go to a restaurant, Chase Sapphire Reserve, I'm using that. If I'm booking my travel at this point, like I just booked a trip to Hawaii, I use a Chase Sapphire Reserve for that. So that's kind of my go-to card at this point. And then all other spend, I'll use. There are a few different cards that I'll use, but I have like the Chase Ink Business Unlimited. I use that a lot for anything that doesn't fit in any of the categories. So that's kind of how I go about it. All right. So David says Amex Platinum, and let's see. The internet says, wait. The internet says to FedEx your bags to the motel when you travel. And that's Vic saying that. I've never done that before. I've heard people do that. I don't really see. I mean, I guess if you have a lot of bags, maybe, but just make a commitment with an airline. Get that airline branded card. You're gonna get free check bags, and it's not just gonna be for you. It can be for you and your family. I don't see a reason to have to FedEx your bags unless you're moving to somewhere and you have a lot of bags, and then that makes sense. But other than that, yeah, I don't really see the need to do that. Okay, Rolo, Amex has been revamping a lot of the cards so far this year. Yeah, Amex is doing a lot. They are doing making some changes. I think the Amex Gold was I mean they really uh, um, hit the ball out of the park or whatever with that card. I think it got a lot of buzz. Even to this day, people are really interested in that card. The fact that they had the whole rose gold limited edition, I think that was a real good promotion for them. So yeah, we'll see what they do next. But like I said, Chase hasn't done anything. I haven't seen any moves, and I've said this over and over again. I think Chase needs to get rid of the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and not that it's a bad card, but just give us something more. Like give us something that's comparable to what Amex has with the gold card. So give us a Chase Sapphire Preferred Plus or something, and raise the annual fee and give us some benefits that are comparable to the Amex gold card. And I think they would really have something good there, because there's no need to have the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and you can't have them both now anyway. So you're really putting people in a situation where most people are just going to say, yeah, I'll get the Chase Sapphire Reserve because overall I'm probably going to make out better. And so they get that card, and then the Chase Sapphire Preferred, no one gets the card. So I don't know. I would think that they would want people using the Chase Sapphire Preferred as well, but most people, it doesn't make sense. Or what they'll do is they'll get the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and then a year later, then they upgrade to the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And yeah, so I don't know. Don't really see a need for the Chase Sapphire Preferred at this point. Michael, Rolo. Okay, so you're talking to Rolo. That has been a carryover since last year. Amex making a lot of changes typically for the better, and others going to the opposite direction. Yeah, stagnant. Yeah, I agree with you, Michael. So he's pretty much saying they're making a lot of moves, and they're giving giving you some better benefits, and then the other cards are kind of going the other direction. Even the Citi Prestige card, they made some changes, but then they made some changes for the better, but then they also made some changes for the worse. And their biggest benefit, they cut that, which was crazy, that fourth night free. Okay, Jason, non-bonus meaning here's no points, multipliers. Wait. Mm, let's see. Wait, non-bonus meaning. Here is no points multiplier. I still don't understand what you're saying. Hopefully, hopefully I answered your question, but I don't know if I'm understanding exactly. Hear me, see me, just let me know in the chat. I think, yeah, it went out and then came back, but it looks like we're back. Rolo, it just told me it was reconnecting, so it looks like I lost. It's crazy. It just and I was able to still see everything. So yeah, good old live streams. They're not always reliable, that's for sure. That's the first time that I've seen it do it like that, though, where it just kind of went out and then came back. Okay, so yeah, so my advice is when it comes to the cards, airline branded card, or when it comes to check bags or bags in general, just get an airline branded card and make a commitment with that airline. And I pretty much look at all airlines the same. Well, I shouldn't say that. Customer service is what I'm looking at, or what I'm looking for, because an airline is an airline, an airplane is an airplane. Um, but the customer service is what really puts them or pushes them, yeah, puts them over the top. And not just customer service, but if you do get elite status with them, what kind of benefits do they provide? So that's also important. But yeah, let me make sure everything is okay here. Let me pull up my live stream. And if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat right now so we can answer those for you. And yeah, I don't even have my live feed open, so I can't even see what's going on. There's probably just a poor connection. That's why it went out. So let me just mess with that, because I look at the chat right now. There's nothing going on. So let me know if you guys can still see me, hear me, and all that. Let's see. Because it looks like everything is frozen. All right, and let's see. Now is a perfect time because of that reconnection, some people dropped out. So now's the perfect time. Hit that like button. If you guys are in here, just hit the like button so we can bring more people in. Because it looks like we lost a few people when it went offline. And I'll pull everything up so I can see. Hopefully I can correct the problem if there's an issue. Yeah. And in Hawaii, actually, when I go to Hawaii, I have one night that I need to stay. I need to stay somewhere. I haven't decided if I'm going to stay at Hyatt. That's probably what I'll do. The only thing is that Hyatt property is very. It's I believe it's a Hyatt Regency. I think it's Hyatt Regency, and the points are it's like 25,000 points each night. So I might just go ahead and do that and stay there. But I'm also going to look at some of the cash options. So I might just pay cash and stay at a hotel. Let's see, live now. This is the one I want. And dashboard. Okay. So we should be able to pull that out. Let me know if you guys are in here. We have frozen. I don't see anything. The last note I got was from Nate and Jess. And that just says, I see you now. And that's it. Everybody else said what's happening or what happened, all that good stuff. So I don't even know if we're on. I'm here. Okay, cool. All right. So, any other questions? Anything else that you guys want to talk about? Any other credit cards you want to talk about? Just let me know. And let's see. Wow, my internet. You know what? Maybe it is my internet. Very, very slow. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like everything is working okay now. All right, yeah, it looks like we're back in business. You're coming in clear. Thanks, Hardy. I went to Costco the other day. Let's see. Well, I went to Costco the other day to see about getting membership. Costco kept trying to push me to get the Citi Costco card. Yeah, they push that card a lot. Yeah, I don't know anything about that card. I don't even look at cards anymore if they're not like travel cards. If they're travel cards, then that's what I'm interested in. But if I can't tie them in to travel in some way, then I'm not even interested in getting any of the credit cards. You'll never see me get like a Target card or any of the hotel or not hotel, any of the like department store branded cards. I'm just not interested. Like I know I can get really good value with travel cards, and that's the only reason that I get credit cards. So yeah, they can push all that stuff to me, but I'm not gonna jump on them, or I just wouldn't jump on them. Let's see. Can you book a cruise with Chase points? No, I don't know of any cruise partners. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that. But I mean, you can pay for it and get points for it. But yeah, I don't know of any program where you can use it that way. Um, that would be interesting though, right? Like if they had a partnership with one of these cruise liners. Um, I know what is the City Thank You Prestige card will give you the 3 points for every dollar spent if you spend it with on cruises. But yeah, there is a partnership though. I'm trying to think, what partnership is that? There's a partnership. Maybe it's oh god, I can't think offhand. I'm thinking of Las Vegas hotels. I know there's a partnership with some Las Vegas hotels and cruise line, but I can't think of it offhand. But yeah, it has nothing to do with the travel credit card. So, Salvador, have you been to Bora Bora? I have not. I would love to go there though. It's my dream vacation to go there. Hopefully, racking up points, I'll be able to. Yeah, you definitely will be able to. If you get enough points, I don't know if you're traveling solo, but if you're traveling with a family, then yeah, it might be a little pricey, but you can still use points to book some of your trip. But just yeah, definitely the beauty of points is the fact that you can do stuff that you wouldn't pay cash for. Like there are a lot of different experiences that I've done already that I would never pay cash for. Never pay cash to fly business class or first class $6,500 one way ticket. I would never pay that out of pocket, but I'll do it with points, and it's not you don't have to use that many points to do it. Like I did that for 70,000 points for that ticket. So yeah, there's you can definitely make out well with points. See, I currently have 6 nights booked at Bora Bora, but not sure if we are going to go. We have more Southwest vacations to take advantage of. The companion pass. I have 5 more months to decide. Yeah, and that's a good thing to have. So Michael's just basically saying that he's got 6 nights booked at Bora Bora, but he hasn't decided if he's gonna go yet. Like that's a good problem to have, right? Where you're thinking, well, I already have this booked. All I need to do is get my airfare out there, and I'm good. But I might have some other things that I got to do first. So it gives you flexibility. It really does. Like I don't worry. I used to worry about trips. In the sense that I used to worry about, oh, I have to book my airfare, I have to book my hotel, and the one of the beauties the beauty of points is some of this stuff you can do last minute. You don't have to plan at all. That Carnival trip that I did in Colombia, that was last minute. I booked it 3 weeks prior to going, and I wasn't even like I booked the hotel early just because you can always cancel a hotel, but I booked my airfare three weeks in or 3 weeks before I was actually going to travel, and got a really good deal. Used points and everything, and I was able to fly business class the whole way. But the beauty of points is you can wait to the last minute. You can just say like it's Monday today. I could say, yeah, you know what, I want to go. I want to go up to Washington for the weekend, and I could just fly up to Washington and use points to do it. So yeah, that's a real nice problem to have, where you can just kind of book stuff ahead of time and just think, yeah, you know what, I'll try to see if I can make it. Oh, if I can't, then I'll just cancel and I'll get my points back, and then I'll use it for something else, or go at a different time. My points exactly. What's going on, buddy? Delta has a fantastic deal right now to Greece from New York. Just redeemed 46,000 Sky Miles nonstop round trip. September 2nd through 17th, about 2.2 cents per mile value. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good deal, man. Let's see. And my points exactly. Do you have a channel, or are you just I mean, I look at names and it's like my points exactly. It sounds like it would be a blog or a channel. If you do, post a link and I'll promote it for you. Salvador, holy smokes, Mike. Okay, so yeah. iPro, after completing a full analysis, I still think people on the web are overvaluing membership reward points, 0.02 cents or more, especially for domestic. So, are overvaluing MR points at you mean 2 cents, right? So 2 cents per. Well, you know, when it comes to evaluating points and stuff, I look at the points guide, to be honest with you. I look at their point valuation because it's going to change. You're going to get good deals. Just like my points exactly saying, hey, I got a good deal. This is what I value it at, or this is what it's valued at. It's not always going to be the same. So you might get a good deal, and if you get a good deal, your points are going to go a lot further in one situation, one time period, and your points might not go as far in a different situation. So it is kind of hard to value those points. But yeah, my points exactly. Just post your link. I'll open it up so people can see it. Let's see. What else we have? That's a great channel name. Yeah, it is. It is a great channel name. All right. Any other questions? Please post it in the chat. And let's see. And yeah, like I said, stay tuned, because later on we're going to do I will put out this video. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go ahead and upload it so you guys can see. And I keep forgetting what it is I was going to post. What to do if your luggage gets stolen. And the other thing I want to post too, let me just post this link here. Passports. How to get your passport. So I put out a video, and this was actually doing pretty well. I'm just going to post a link to it. Just if you don't have your passport, if you already have your passport, most people in this room probably already have their passport. But I always highly recommend getting your passport. Even if you don't have any trips planned, you're not thinking about traveling outside of the country, it's okay. Get your passport, because you never know what's going to happen in the future. And I know with me, once I got my passport, I started thinking about, oh, you know what? I want to go here. I want to go there. So you start looking there. You don't have a possibility to travel outside of the country without a passport. So once you get your passport, once I got my passport, that's when I really started thinking about, oh, I want to go here. I want to go there. So that might be all you need to kind of spark you to want to travel outside of the country. And I'm telling you, it's a life-changing experience when you travel outside the country, because you see how people live in different countries. And one of the biggest takeaways when I travel is the fact that, like, I used to think, and I still think, the U.S. is the best country in the world, okay? And, you know, I'm glad I'm an American. And I used to think that when you go to other countries and you go to countries where they might be like a poor country or people in the country might be really poor, that they wouldn't be happy. Like, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. It's a weird thing. But I found just in my experience that some of the happiest people that I've met have been poor in some of these other countries, and they're just happy. They just love life, and it's crazy. Um, but it's just something that I noticed when I go to some of these different countries. Like when I was in Colombia, there was I don't want this to play, so let me close this before it starts. When I was in Colombia, I met a few people, and hold up, let me pause this. I met a few people, and like when I say met, like I hung out with a few people. Let's put it that way. So it wasn't just like meeting. It's like more of like hung out with them, and they were some of the happiest people, and they were like poor, like they didn't have a lot, but they found a way to be happy and just live life. And so that's one of the things that I really learned about travel. Like you would think like, oh, everyone wants to come to the U.S., everyone wants to have money, but no, some people are just content and they're living life and they're having a good time and making $9 a day, like the equivalent. Some of the people I met in Colombia, $9 a day is like minimum wage in Colombia. So they're making $9 a day, and they're happy, and they're just they're content. So okay, let me. So what I wanted to say all this, I have a video about U.S. passports. Check it out if you don't have your passport. It will show you. It'll walk you through all the steps of getting your passport. It's very easy to get a passport, but I really want to start promoting that to people. Get your passport. I don't care if you're not traveling outside the country. Get your passport anyway. At some point, you might want to use your passport, and you'll already have it. You get it. It's good for 10 years. It's another form of ID. It's a form to show your citizenship as well. So get your passport. Do that. Okay. I don't want to be preachy, but I'm just saying, like, really consider doing that. You'll be glad you did. Okay. All right. So my points exactly. I posted their link to their channel. I'm gonna check your channel out when I get off here. Always like to see travel YouTubers or travel credit card YouTubers. There are more and more of us out there, but yeah, we're still kind of a unique breed. You don't have a lot of people that are just on there talking about credit cards. All right. Let's see. iPro point value is a hit and miss. Okay, yeah. So talking about that, let's move on down a little bit. FYI, everyone, I saw that you can apply the TSA pre-check directly at some AA locations. Okay, so Nate and Jess, FYI, everyone. Okay, so yeah, and applying for TSA pre-check. Now, I highly recommend Global Entry over TSA pre-check. Don't just get TSA pre-check because you will not get Global Entry with that. TSA pre-check's $85. Global Entry is $100. A lot of credit cards will give you the Global Entry or TSA pre-check credit, so they'll give you up to $100 credit. The venture card is one, and then you have some of the top tier cards, Chase Sapphire, or not Chase Sapphire Reserve, right? No, not Chase. Is it? God, I can't remember if it is or not. Some of the top tier cards will give you that Global Entry. I think Chase Sapphire Reserve does. I've never used. I already had Global Entry before I got the Chase Sapphire Reserve, but some of the top tier cards will give you the Global Entry. You want to get Global Entry. You don't want to get TSA PreCheck because if you do, you'll just get TSA PreCheck. TSA PreCheck is good for the U.S. So if I'm traveling domestically, I go into a certain line. I don't have to take my shoes off. I don't have to take my computer out of the bag, my cameras, all that stuff. You can just kind of go through a shorter line and then just kind of walk through the security. Not just kind of walk through. You still have to go through security, but it's a less restrictive security. Now, Global Entry is for re-entering the country. And the perk of Global Entry is you go to a kiosk. You don't even go to a person. You go to a kiosk. You put your information in the kiosk, basically your declaration. So when you come in, you have to fill out the declaration form on the plane. You don't have to fill that out. You just fly in, walk through, go to the little kiosk, put your information in there, takes a picture of you, gives you a little ticket. You take that ticket to the customs agent, and they'll just wave you on through. Then you go pick up your bags, and then they'll go through another separate line when you exit. So you go to another customs agent. Really streamlined, really fast. Takes maybe the last time LAX, it took me total about 3 minutes to get through the whole thing. And the only problem is when I got to where my bags weren't there. So now I had to wait. So I streamlined through that process of going through customs. But then once I got to baggage claim, I had to wait for my bags. So people that were waiting in line, they still, some of them still caught up to me. So that was a little unfortunate, but hey, it happens. And you can't control that. Like you can't control when the bags are coming in or out. Okay. Gotta remember Nate and Jess. Okay, so yeah, so like I'm saying, if you can afford it, that extra $15, go with global entry. Let's see, gotta go to next. My passport picture. Okay. Yeah, and passport pictures. So AAA, you can get passport pictures. That's cool. Now, you can also do like when it comes to passport pictures, you can also go to. They have like an all-in-one facility. Like they'll tell you when you fill out the application for your passport. You can go to like a place where they take your picture and they take all your documents and everything as well there. So you can do that. I just renewed my passport, but I went through. I just went to where did I go? Oh, like a UPS store, and it's a little more expensive. UPS store is like $14. You can get it for cheaper than that. Costco's like what is it like $5 or something? So you can get it for cheaper. But I was near a UPS store and I just went there and just paid the extra money. Rolo, Nick and Jess. I was in Niagara Falls in April. That was just okay. U.S. side. Falls look dead to me. Okay. IHG Premier Card, offer global entry or TSA pre-check. Yeah, that's what Michael's saying that. But I'm telling you, global entry, get global entry. And I think I said that. You get global entry and TSA pre-check if you get global entry. But if you get TSA pre-check, you don't get global entry. All right. It's Jay Clyde. What's going on? Catch up the global entry. You spin through, but have to wait for the bags. Yeah, that is the catch. Now, basically, Clyde is saying the same thing. Like you go through, yeah, you can go through the checkpoint, but then you can go through customs, and then you have to wait for your bag, so then everybody catches up to you. One of the things you can do though is do the carry-on. Like I'll do carry-on only. The only reason that I didn't have carry-on this last trip was I brought all of my camera gear because I was going to the Carnival, and I wanted to make sure I had everything. This next trip, I'll probably check a bag as well. But if you don't check a bag, then you don't have to worry about that. If you have your carry-on, your personal item, you just walk right through, and you go straight to the customs agent. You don't have to wait for your bags, and you're out. AAA Plus and Premier members get free passport pictures. Wow. Okay. You know what, Michael? I didn't even know that. I have AAA. I didn't know. Well, I don't know what AAA Plus is. What is AAA Plus? I have AAA. Like I have the regular standard AAA. But yeah, and I would imagine AAA is probably even cheaper than UPS store. I just at the time I didn't even think about it. I had to get it done because just so you know, when you have passports, usually most countries you have to have more than 6 months before that passport expires in order to in order to enter into that country. So in my case, I wasn't planning on going to Colombia in March. I wasn't planning on doing that, and I was already August was going to be my 6 month mark. So I was already thinking about, I need to get my passport renewed, but I wasn't thinking of taking any trips. And so when I joined this WhatsApp group, then I started thinking, oh well, I really want to go to Carnival, like I really want to do this. And so then I had to expedite everything. So I went in and I just one day took my picture, filled out all the information, paid the little extra, it's like $60 or $65 extra to get it expedited, and did that whole thing. And I got it back. Man, I got my passport in, it was probably about 8 days total. It took from the time that I sent it off and until they sent it back to me. So it was really quick, but yeah, I wanted to get, because the whole thing is I hadn't booked my airfare yet. I booked hotel because I could cancel it. I hadn't booked my airfare, and I wanted to make sure that I had time to book my airfare. So, and I had about 4 weeks. Yeah, I had about 4 weeks before Carnival, or before I wanted to leave. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying they have the Classic Plus and the Premier membership. So I probably have the Classic Plus. I don't even know. Like it's my I don't go to AAA very often. The only time I go is to do my car registration, and every year they take the 50 bucks for the membership, but I don't use them for anything else. Okay. Let's see. Nate and Jess, instead of checking bag, you can wear one of those bag trench coats. Yeah, those things are kind of ridiculous, though, with the pockets built in. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I do wear shirts like I'm wearing, like I wore today. This is kind of my everyday shirt anyway, but when I travel, I wear shirts that have a lot of pockets in them. But I only, I put my passport and all that stuff in my pockets when I travel, but other than that, yeah, I don't need to go that far. I can get away with the carry on. I do a carry on, and I'll usually stay at an Airbnb in certain situations. Actually, in most situations, I will do an Airbnb over a hotel if I can. Now, if they have a Hyatt, then I'll generally stay at a Hyatt. But Hyatts aren't everywhere, so there are a lot of places that I travel to, especially in South America, where they don't have Hyatt properties. So I just do the Airbnb, and so I wash my clothes. I wash my clothes there. You have a washer dryer, you can do that. So that's how I get away with just carrying a carry-on. I could bring 5 changes of clothes, and then wash it halfway through if I'm staying 10 days or so, and I'm good. Just like this trip to Hawaii, my parents have a timeshare. There's a washer dryer there, so I'll pack 5 days worth of clothes, 5 days, and then the clothes that I wear, and then halfway through we'll be there for 9 days. So we'll be there for 9 days. So halfway through, just wash my clothes and I'm good to go. Okay. That's the guy. What the hell? That's some. Mike. Mike was saying that he wore a trench coat, and he kept hearing kids telling mommy that's the guy. Oh man. Oh, yelling, not telling. All right, guys. You have any other questions? Any other questions at all? And let's see. Now, we didn't go over a travel credit card this time, but we will next Saturday. And every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll go over credit cards, travel credit cards. So if you guys have stuff in mind right now, just hold off, wait until Saturday, and then come back on and let me know what cards that you guys want to talk about, and we'll pull up some of those cards and we'll look at them. I have a Chase ecosystem, so I have the majority, pretty much all of my cards are Chase, both business cards as well as some of the personal cards. And then I have, at this point right now, I only have one Citi card, Citi Advantage, the American Airlines card. And I don't have any American Express cards yet. They'll be coming in the future, but I just don't. Right now, I don't need them. And I kind of I'm very conservative when it comes to points or credit cards. I don't jump out there and just get a bunch of credit cards. I like to have a reason for getting the cards, so I strategically decide when I need to get a card. And so if I have points right now, I'm fine. I'll be fine for the rest of the year easily. I already have one trip the Hawaii trip is already booked. The Colombia trip in August, I'll be booking that probably sometime this month. and I probably won't be using points in order to fly out there. And I'm already going to be staying at Airbnb, so I won't be using points for the hotel or the lodging. But I was just looking at some of the deals when it comes to points. Flying out to Colombia this time, it's not really beneficial for me to use points, so I'll probably pay cash. It's like $500 ticket. So that's another thing that you need to think about too when you have points. You might not always be getting a good value with those points. You want to save those points. I want to save points. Like if I can purchase a ticket for $500, I'll purchase that ticket for $500 any day of the week, because if I save those points, and let's say it'll cost me 50. In this case, it'll be even more than 50,000 points. But let's say if it was going to cost me 50,000 points, I can save those points, and then when I want to travel somewhere far overseas, then I can use that 50,000 for that trip, and because that ticket is going to be $1,300 or $1,400 to fly out to, let's say, like Thailand or something, and that's economy. So that's kind of how I work that. With the first application for Chasing Business card, do you think it would be better to apply for the Chase or apply at the Chase branch or online? I don't know what type of business that you have, Nate and Jess, but if you have, I would do it online. That's just me. I would do it online, and I would actually do the lowest card. So I would do the one that I just got. I actually went backwards, but I would get the Chase Inc. Cash card. That's the one that I would apply for, and I would work it. I would do it that way. That's just the way I would work. I wouldn't go into the branch. I don't want them asking me too many questions. You go in the branch and they're like, okay, well, we need to see your this and we need to see your that. Whereas you get online and you do it. Yeah, I think you should be fine as long as you have like some other means of making money on the side. And you say you're a sole proprietor. If you do it that way, then you should be fine. Okay, Salvador, hands down off the top of your head, your favorite card in your wallet. Shoot. It's a Chase Sapphire Reserve. That's my favorite card. That's the one that I use all the time. And right now, the cards that I'm using, the World of Hyatt card, the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, but I'm not using that card. I have the Citi Advantage card, the American Airlines card. I don't use that card either. And then I have business cards. I have the United Business Plus, the United Explorer Business Plus card, the Chase Inc. Business Plus card, the Chase Inc. Unlimited card, and the Chase Inc. Cash card. So those are the cards I have right now. I use the Chase Sapphire Reserve pretty much for the majority of the spending that I do. Unless I'm in a situation like right now where I'm trying to hit a minimum spend. So the Chase Inc. Cash card that's a card that I'm using for everything until I hit the minimum spend, and then I'll go back. Okay, that's right. So that's right. You guys have rental property. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. You could go in branch if you want, but I think online is you'll be fine with that. Like I wouldn't. It's not that hard to get the business cards. It really isn't. So my top 5 keeper cards, the ones that I have, if you're talking about the ones that I have, like keeper, well, I'm keeping them all except the Advantage card. Well, actually, no, the Advantage card and the Chase Sapphire Preferred, both of those cards will be downgraded in the near future. I've already paid for them both for the year, so that's the only reason that I still have them. But it really does make sense. Like I'm missing out on points. Like let's say I downgrade the Chase Sapphire Preferred to the Chase Freedom card or the Chase Freedom. Well, not even Chase Freedom Unlimited because I have a card that gives me the same value. But let's say I transfer down the Chase Freedom card. Well, they have the rotating categories 5 times points. I could be benefiting from that, and at this point, I'm not. So that's one of the things that I need to do. So most likely, I'll downgrade it and go that route. The only problem is, I was kind of thinking about it. Well, I can just apply for the Chase Freedom card, but yeah, because you apply for the Chase Freedom Card, you get the $150, right? And that's after spending that $500. So I can get 15,000 more points if I just apply for the Freedom Card, and then later down the road, downgrade the Chase Sapphire Preferred to the Chase Freedom Unlimited, which is a card that I don't really need at this point because I have the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited. So yeah, it's just, you get it. It's kind of weird, but it makes more sense to just apply for the Chase Freedom Card. And that's probably what I'll do, just because I want to get that 15,000 points. Okay. So, yeah. So, my 5 keeper cards, I'm definitely keeping the World of Hyatt card. I like that card. The Chase Sapphire Reserve is not going anywhere. The business cards that I have, all 3 business cards, I'm keeping those. That's like the business trifecta over there. So, I'm keeping those. Great value with those cards. They don't show up on your utilization. So, that's good. And so that would be my top 5 right there. The World of Actually, I like the United card as well. So that'd be like my top 6. Well, let's just put it this way: World of Hyatt card, United card, Chase Sapphire Reserve, and then the Chase Inc. Business Plus card, and then the last one that I just got, the Chase Inc. Cash card. Those are my 5 keepers. I'm keeping all of the cards. I'm keeping the cards anyway, but I'm just saying, like, if the 5 cards I would want to have in my wallet at all times, that would be the 5. The Chase Inc. Business Unlimited, it's 1.5 across the board for all categories. But honestly, I don't really value that card that much. Yeah, those are the 5 cards that I would definitely want to have in my wallet at all time, and that I would use. Like those, I would use all those cards. Or I do use all those cards. All right. Any other questions, guys? If you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button. Just trying to get up to, I want to get 30 likes. Last show we did on Saturday, we had 41, it was almost 50. It's over 50 now, but it was almost 50 at the end of the show, which was great. So if you could please hit the like button. And if you guys are new here, please subscribe to the channel. And we have 2 live streams a week, as well as the videos that I put out usually every other day, talking about travel rewards, credit cards, and then also talking about trips. So like I put out videos where I talk about different trips, different places that I've gone, different experiences. I have some Colombia pictures, Colombia trips that why am I sitting crooked? I just saw myself in the camera. That way. All right. I have some, I do some kind of like vlogging style videos, but just on my travels, so different places that I've gone to, and then I also do like informative stuff, so how to get a passport, and different things like that. So I also put out that information as well. Okay. Anything else? What's going on, Shrek? Let's see. Do you have any other questions? Okay, so David said we need more people posting. Yeah, well, it has to be organic, David. We don't want to force people to. You have to post in your Facebook group. Some people just want to look and just kind of watch, see what's out there. If they see a good deal, they see a good deal. Yeah, you don't want to be in a situation where we're telling people, yeah, you have to post in there. Ebony Love, what's going on? Is Colombia your favorite place to travel? Absolutely. Yeah, I've gone. Let's see. I haven't been all over yet, and I basically I like to do this. I like to travel to Colombia at least twice a year. At least that's kind of been my average, and then travel to some other destinations as well. So I want to do at least 4 trips a year. 4 to 5 trips is kind of the way that I want to do, or kind of how I go about it. But I definitely like going to Colombia, and Colombia is one of those places that I want to invest in the future. And when I say invest, like look for property out there and really spend time out there. because I like it that much. Now I do go to other places. I've been to Paris. I've been to Thailand. I've been to Costa Rica, Aruba. God, I've been a few places, and this is just in the last couple of years. But I like Colombia the most as far as just all around everything that's there. The all around experience is what I'm looking for. The all around experience is I like Colombia. Let's see. Okay, kids allowed in the Priority Pass Lounge for free. I know you can bring different. You can bring guests in. I don't know what is the age limit, 14 or under or 12 or under. I don't know what the age limit is, but they will allow kids in for free, depending on the age. Now, I have very rarely see kids in there. Very rarely see kids in the lounges, and I haven't had an experience where I've seen like kids that are really bad in the lounge. Some of the lounges will have like little areas for kids to play and stuff, so they can be kind of away from everyone. One of the really good things about the lounges that I've been in, Priority Pass lounges or the first class lounges, they're very quiet. It's pretty relaxing. Like you just go in there and just kind of unwind. They'll have TV on, but usually it's not loud, so you have to sit right up close to it if you want to hear the TV. Or they'll have like different rooms. Like I was in the Star Alliance Lounge in Los Angeles, and that was I was flying business class to Colombia, so I had access to the Star Alliance Lounge. Really nice lounge. It had some. They didn't have like a full-on meal. They had like buffet style, but it was like finger foods. But it was decent. And then they had these different rooms, and so they did have like a room where it's just like a TV room where you go in there and watch TV. And then they had like the games playing, like basketball games playing, but they don't have the volume on. So it's really a nice environment because it's quiet and pretty peaceful. So I like that. It just helps me relax before a trip, and that's what it's all about. Like traveling can be very stressful, and so there's certain things that you can do to kind of really allow you to relax a little bit. Because I used to hate traveling. Like I loved going on vacation, but I hated that. I hated going to the destinations because it was just so hectic, and everybody's not uneasy, but everybody is like frustrated and gotta wait in line and all that. So that's where you start working out these different things. And I figured out my kind of my plan. So get to the airport early. LAX, and most airports are set up the same way. I'll give you kind of my quick little routine. I put a video out. I need to kind of promote the video more because it didn't do very well, but I put out a series of 3 videos, basically where I talked about how I travel now, as opposed to the way I used to. So LAX, you have arrivals at the bottom, and then above that you have departures. So when you go into the airport, that's the way it's set up. So you can, when you're pulling in, I always pull into arrivals. I don't go to departures. You go to departures, and it's going to be a big line. I don't care what time of day it is, especially if it's on the weekend. If it's not the weekend, if it's on a Friday night, forget about it. You can walk faster than you can drive through departures. So you always go through arrivals, because I go through arrivals, and then all I need to do is catch the escalator, one flight up to departures, and then go and check in. So that's one thing that I do that makes it less stressful. Then once you get there, depending on how you have it set up, usually I like to bring just a carry-on and my personal item. That way I don't have to worry about standing in line to check my bag or anything like that. But if you do have to check your bag, it is what it is. I like to fly business class if possible. That way I can go to the priority line. But if not, then I'll just wait in line. Now they have kiosks. A lot of the different airlines have kiosks, so you can just go to the kiosk and it'll spit out all the information that you need, and then you just walk your bag over and then put it on the belt. So do that. Global entry, TSA pre-check, perfect, right? Because now you can go into a different line. You don't have to wait in the same line as everyone else that's going through the checkpoint. There's less stuff that you have to take off once you get to the checkpoint, so that right there is less stress. So I don't have to wait in the long line, and I don't have to take off take off everything, pretty much undress before I go through the security. So I do that, and then once you get into the terminal, the first thing that I'm looking at, what lounge can I go to? And so I go to a lounge. It's usually quiet there. You have free finger foods or like snacks and stuff in there. You have free refreshments. So you can just kind of get in there, relax, unwind, pull your computer out if you want to do that, get online. So it's just that's my experience for the worst part of traveling, right? Going through the airport and everything. And then from that point on, I like to have airline branded card, because the airline branded card is going to get me priority boarding, so I can get on the plane first. I hate being one of the last people on the plane, because then the overhead bins are all full and you have to try to figure, okay, well, I can put it over here, or I have to put it behind me, which means that I have to sit there and wait for everybody to get off the plane before I can get my bags. So I like to do the priority boarding, and so that's another good perk to help me relax. And then usually, like, it's not recommended, but you can bring a few snacks from the lounge with you on the plane. So I don't have to worry. I have some snacks to kind of get me through the trip or whatever. But just that whole process, that right there is just, that helps me along. It helps me be less stressed. Another thing about lounges, let's say you have a layover. So I go from here, I'm going out and I go to Panama. I have a layover there. I check my app, my Priority Pass app. I see, oh, you know what? This lounge has a shower. I don't know if you've ever showered at an airport, at a lounge, but it's the best thing to do. You get off a plane, you feel all sticky and just whatever. You don't feel right? And then you go into a lounge, you take a shower, you get refreshed, and then you get back on the plane. It's the best thing. It is the best thing. So just different things like that. So that's my practice now. I do the same thing every time, and overall my experience, my travel experience has been much, much better. And then I always like to, let's say I'm flying economy. If I fly economy up, I like to at least fly first class or business class back on the way home, because I hate leaving. And so I want to at least give myself something to look forward to. And so if I'm going to book a trip and I say, okay, well, you know what, I can book half of it. I can book business class or first class, but I can't afford to use all those points to book it round trip first class or business class. So if that's the case, it's economy on the way up. It's economy on the way up, and it's a red eye if possible on the way up. And then on the way back, that's when I'll do the first class or business class. It just gives me something to look forward to. And then I can kind of relax coming home. I won't be all stressed out. So, yeah, because understand, TSA PreCheck doesn't work in other countries. So some of those same stressors that I have when I didn't have TSA PreCheck and global entry and all that, well, now I have to wait in the long line with everyone else, and I have to go through all that, right? So, yeah, and some of the airports don't have Priority Pass. So you might not even have a lounge. And some of the airports don't have AC. So you might be sitting in a hot airport with no AC. Yeah, and I've been there before, trust me. Or some of the lounges you go to, Panama is one. They don't have AC, and they have a few lounges that you can go to, but the lounges are just full. Everyone's in there, so you can't even get comfortable in those lounges. Okay, all right. So we're gonna do these last few questions, and then we'll go ahead and take off. Let's see. I posted some photos of Red Rock. Okay, when did you post those? A while ago, or let's see, amphitheater in Colorado. Okay, let me see if I can. Let's see. I'm moving through here. When did you post them, Nate? Because I don't see them on here. Unless it was like. Oh, 30 minutes ago. I don't see him on here. Let me refresh again. Let's see here. So yeah, so David was asking. So David's asking what's stressful about traveling. I think hopefully I explained it to you, but yeah, it's stressful. I don't like waiting in lines. I get very impatient. So if you can cut that part out, I'm good. Um, and I've been able to kind of work around that and with the TSA pre-check and all that. And then just sitting and just having people running around, kids running around, yelling, screaming. Yeah, I could get a little stressful. Yeah. Now I love the end result of traveling, going to other countries and being there. But yeah, the the actual travel portion, the flying and all that, yeah. And then another thing, yeah, flying too. Flying is not. I mean, you're sitting on a plane for 6 hours or 10 hours. Yeah, that gets a little, and then you get that bad seat partner, or yeah, or the crying baby, all that stuff. Let's see. All right, so it's loading up now. We're gonna show Nate's pictures real quick, and then we will call it cool. Where is this? Where is this? This is in Colorado. Morrison, Colorado. Let's see. Let's see here. Let me open this up so everyone can see. All right, cool. Now this is Red Rock. Okay, Red Rocks Park. Yeah, they have something. I went to school in Las Vegas, and we have like Red Rock. Uh, I guess similar like Red Rock Park, where it's all these red rocks. Pretty neat looking. Oh yeah, that's cool. So I would imagine they do concerts there and everything. Yeah, that's neat. That's really neat. Are you on a plane, David? Funny. That's funny, man. I didn't know you were flying right now. Cool. Cool deal. That is a plane, right? Am I seeing this right? I can't see. It looks like a plane to me, or something. Or no, that's a tablet. What is that? You gotta explain. Is that a tablet on a? Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. What did you say here? Yeah, explain to me where you are, David, with that. All right. Oh, it's a refrigerator. There you go. I'm like, damn, what is that? It looked like a door, like a. I get it. I get it. I'm cooking. All right, cool. Thanks for your support, man. I appreciate it. I'm looking. I'm like, is that a plane? Is that a? Yeah, now I see it. Okay. Nice fridge too, by the way. All right, guys. Let's see. Anything else? What are y'all's feelings about Chase forces? Um, are you talking about the? Wait, what are you talking about? The arbitration? Are you talking about like the? Oh, forcing arbitration. Mm, what? I don't understand what they're for. What are they forcing? Forcing arbitration. Explain, elaborate, please. That's my fridge. I just thought that was the funniest thing. The email that they sent out the other day. Oh, about the what did they send out? You know what's funny? The email they sent out the other day. I don't. It's bad, but I don't even read the emails they send out. Um, I know they sent me something too in the mail. I think it was in the mail. No, actually, they were emails, and I was getting them for every card. Or what? Are they raising the late fee or something like that? They're doing something. I don't know. Honestly, this is the way I look at it. When it comes to any increases in late fees, any increases in your APR, any of that, I don't worry about any of that stuff because that's never going to come in play for me. I'm always going to pay my credit card off every 2 weeks. I'm never carrying a balance on it, so that stuff means nothing to me. And so I did get an email and I started reading through it and I saw late fee. I'm like, that doesn't apply to me. Obviously, I should have probably read the whole thing, but but yeah, things like that I don't really focus too much on. What made you choose Hawaii as your next destination? So that's Jason asking that. Well, I every other year it's like this is going to be a family trip. My parents have a timeshare out there, so we go as a family. We'll go out to Hawaii and spend 7 days in Kauai, and then we're spending actually 2 days in Honolulu, and then we're going to go to Kauai and spend 7 days there. So we've been doing it for the last like 6 years. So every other year. So actually, the last 8 years or so. Every other year we've gone. This is the fourth trip. So it's just kind of a thing that we do, relax and all that. And I don't know if you've ever been to Kauai, but Kauai is a really laid back island. So you can just go there and literally just do nothing for 7 days. It's a real nice place to go to unwind. Let's see. We have to opt out if we want to be able to go after them legally for whatever reason. Oh yeah, you know what, Michael? I should have read the fine print. I didn't. Maybe I'll look into it now. But I just kept getting one after the other because I have all these Chase cards. So they kept sending me all these different emails. Let's see. If there is a breach like with Equifax, okay, yeah, so I can see that. Forced to do arbitration. Yeah, okay, I understand now what Nate's saying here. Yeah, they're trying to just cover themselves. Yeah, so I guess I need to get on there and opt out of this stuff because I don't want to do forced arbitration. I think it was what it's all about. Uh, yeah, I agree, Michael. We don't care until it directly affects us. And they were like, "What? What happened? What? I gotta do what? I don't have I can't do I can't put file a lawsuit against you guys. What? Oh yeah, you opted out of it. You remember? Or you didn't opt out of it. Oh, there goes your class action lawsuit where you're gonna make millions. Yeah, yeah. I will have to look at those and pull out and see if I can opt out of them. Because this thing is that so if you have all these different Chase cards and they do a breach and then each card gets hacked, that could be just a big lawsuit in itself. You have all these cards, they all get hacked and a big class action lawsuit or something. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to have to take off now. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Please hit the like button on your way out. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. We'll be back on next Saturday, and I will be putting out a video later on tonight that will be talking about what to do if your luggage gets lost at the airport. All right, so that's all for today. Thank you guys all for stopping by, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.